in the wild where the lost gods sleep, where the rivers run gold and the secrets run deep. There's fortune and fury for those who dare. Through tangled vines and sinking sands, where ruins whisper old demands, the fearless march with fire and steel, to claim the past, to break the seal. Torches flicker in the black, shadows dance and watch their track. A single step could spell their doom, or lead them to a treasure's tomb. Blades and thunder, hearts of fire, running down the road where the lost aspire. From the mountains high to the seas untamed, they hunt for glory, gold, and fame. Ancient halls of shattered kings, traps set deep in stone, rooms that glow with power lost, magic carved in bone. From jungle depths to frozen peaks, they chase the siren's call. No force of man, no beast nor god can ever make them fall. The wind howls warnings through the trees, the vines clutch tight like chains unseen. But fate is drawn by those who dare. Through blood and dust, the prize is there. Blades and thunder, hearts of fire, running down the road where the lost aspire. From the mountains high to the seas untamed, they hunt for glory, gold, and fame. Legends rise where heroes fall, carved in stone yet lost to all. 100 tales, 1,000 names, but only those who dare remain. Through silver moons and burning skies, they walk where death and fortune lie. The path is cruel, the path is wild, but fate still favors fortune's child. Blades and thunder, hearts of fire, running down the road where the lost aspire. Bound by steel and a fate unknown, they'll claim their prize or carve their throne. Where the wild still reigns and the brave still roam. Some seek gold, but legends seek the unknown.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to session 1 of our brand new thing. I'm actually going to stop talking and let Younger talk because it's his stuff. But bada boom, bada bang. Let's get the notepad in here. All that fun stuff. Younger, are you alive over there?
I am live. I was just speaking into my deafened mic. My apologies.
Can't be doing that as DM. We're gonna be real confused.
Yes, so welcome you all. Today we are beginning our D&D 2024 adventure with a party of 7, plus a few NPCs throughout our journeys. We are beginning today's session with a number of individuals. I myself am Younger. Rook already introduced himself. Myself, I'm going to be playing a wizard. Yet to choose a subclass since we're not level 3 yet. But I am a gnome. I'm a gnome sage. And my character is named... I haven't written it down. I'm just gonna call him Div for now. He has a last name, but he goes by Div. And then Ruck, since you already talked a little bit, how about you introduce who your character is briefly?
Bonjour! My character's name is not Plume Ragnar. That's the wrong character. I got pulled up. 2 seconds here. Sorry. Is Ralire OnLuk. He is a barbarian from across the seas. Not really. In this world, we'll kind of talk about where he's at, but I'm gonna do my best to have a random French accent from time to time, throw French words and things. But yeah, that's him. He's all about making friends and causing havoc.
Okay, awesome. We're gonna hop over to Freya.
Oh, hi. I'm Freya. I am going to be playing a monk. She is I believe, storm giant ancestry, Goliath with the background of guide. And she's blind. Yeah, she's blind.
An important
Which will be an interesting addition. They do have blind sight out to 15 feet, as they have adjusted over the course of a 10-year time period. But they are essentially blind outside of that 15 feet, and they will fail any check that relies specifically on sight that they cannot have other senses to be able to detect. So that will be an interesting addition to our ordeal. Tino, introduce yourself and your character.
As Junker said, I am Tino. We'll be venturing into a realm of theatrics and spectacle, playing a dragonborn bard. Full name, Zaryn Vermathis, but typically known to those close to him as Zaryn.
Awesome. Now we can go to none other than our lovely Dagger House.
Who is muted?
Who is muted?
Right, because I muted him earlier. He hasn't cleared it. I'm sorry. I thought leaving and coming back would fix that. My bad. All right, now unmute yourself because it's muted on your end.
It's starting off
Still
strong.
muted.
There we go.
You're good, except for you got reverb like crazy.
All right, I'm back. So I am playing a dragonborn sorcerer named Vax Vindeep. Do you want a little backstory? How quick we doing this?
Just a quick explanation. We'll be able to get further into our backstories a little bit into the
So
session.
I'm
But
not
right
on
now,
this
just
world. I escaped my world after a little issue with my dragon master, and I landed here about 10 years ago. And my
And his computer's having issues.
Yeah.
He's froze.
yeah, he completely cut it out and froze on my end.
back, you have to work.
I can
I'm
see
throwing
him
hands immediately.
on
No
Great
conversation needed.
There we go.
Can you guys hear me okay?
I can indeed.
Yes, and your computer isn't freezing every 3 seconds, so bonus.
No, yours is fine.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Positive. Positive minutes.
Okay. So I'm playing a tiefling cleric. She was born and raised in an infernal undead cult and was about to be sacrificed and miraculously escaped to ports unknown and ultimately is living her life at this point trying to figure out what happened and joined this merry band of adventurers. And occasionally she will speak in German.
Das ist gut.
Awesome. Awesome.
What's the name? You give a name.
Tarna. This one. Taarna.
TAA.
Because double A for
Awesome. Perfect. As you all you have all known each other for a a decent amount of time within a confined space at this point. If you guys did not previously know each other before you went on your on this grand expedition, your characters have had at least 3 weeks to accustom themselves to approximately less than 20 foot by 20 foot space with bunk beds that you have all been designated within the front of the ship. A better question to ask, though, is how many of your characters have traversed the oceans before?
Did we meet Verling's character?
He's
Ooh,
freezing.
no, we did not.
No,
I
I'm,
skipped.
Freya's not freezing.
My
Roger that.
apologies, Veerling. I just didn't see
It's
your
okay.
face, so I forgot to ask.
it's
Oh
a lot of
my
people.
god, you dork.
I am playing a human paladin. His background is farmer,
I know we're playing D&D.
and his name is Arthur Pierce.
Arthur Pierce. Are you sure it's not Arthur Pendragon? Just
Yes,
Later.
because that'll get us in trouble from someone, I'm sure.
King Arthur's going to come back and do something. I don't know.
Kick our butts for using his name. How dare you?
Okay. Awesome.
Sorry.
So now we have. How do you say Ralire? Rook?
Ralire, like a liar you play.
Oh, okay.
Whole name Ralire OnLuk.
Ralire
Okay.
OnLuk.
Because he relies on luck.
So Ralire OnLuk has been on a ship before. Freya's character has been on a ship before. Anybody else having traversed the great oceans? Okay.
Arthur has
Well,
not.
then I guess as the first roll of the day, everybody who has not traversed the great oceans, roll a d20 Constitution to see how well you handled this first expedition.
Arthur is it younger?
I think it's him.
I think it's you guys. It's okay on my end.
You want to switch over to my audience?
Alright, let's do that.
Said Constitution.
Yep.
17 plus 1 for an 18.
These oceans are breezy, which is saying something because they are rather rough as you guys departed during the winter months.
15.
You pass. Flying colors. How about our Great Rim? What did you get? You are muted, sir.
Technical issues. Gotta love it.
It's okay. It's okay. We will figure this together.
Can you
My
hear me now?
character did not handle it well. My character has, at this point, puked in his own bed sheets, puked over the side of the boat, and has been miserable for the entirety of the duration, to the point where they will suffer a level of exhaustion on their first day after they disembark this,
It's rough.
That's rough.
as I critically failed.
That's
No.
rough, bud.
Okay, triggers. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
There we
Yes.
All right. So RJ's computer was dropping audio a bunch, so we switched over to mine. That's why we had the brief technical difficulty. So we're doing a fortitude check. Is that what I heard?
Essentially, yes.
Constitution,
Yeah.
yes.
Constitution. I got a 13.
13 is good enough to not be in your own vomit in your sleep.
Excellent.
And now RJ.
Here we go. Constitution check. 21. 19 plus 2.
Believe it or not, my character is obviously the weakest link amongst us, both physically and on this boat ride. You guys might have an opinion of this small gnome, rock gnome wizard, who has repetitively made the room smell over the course of our journey.
Is it too late for me to cast guidance and help my little gnome friend out?
You could, but I critically failed, so
Gotcha. All right, never mind. You're not worth it. Sorry.
yeah. But I do appreciate the apparent support.
I'm like, up. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I did not know of any Dramamine before this. Should have grabbed some, and I didn't.
Just sack
As
up.
I've never been on the ocean before. So, I will transfer over to our lovely
Map.
Cheddar.
It's the map.
Okay.
I
You all have endured this journey to the almost the full extent. You have heard, due to the captain and the first mate, they have claimed that you guys will arrive at your destination within the next day. But you have an entire evening, before supper, before you all go to bed, before you arrive in the morning. There are a number of crewmates, approximately 15 regular sailors. Additional NPCs that are on this vessel are the captain himself, a personal guard, his first mate, the chef, and the forget what they call these guys in quartermaster. Those are the 5 additional unique NPCs, besides 2 additional adventurers, who you will all have known prior to this journey, whose primary task will be to secure your guys' sleeping location, provided you guys return to the camp on the shore. They will essentially just be there not to assist you with your journey, but more or less track whatever happened to you if something happens to you. They're not to necessarily rescue you, but they are simply there to provide security if you guys ever end up back at the base camp. But until that happens, I would like you all to roll initiative to find out who goes first.
Eine första mannen hagen.
4.
17.
6.
Oh, sorry.
I just
I
wait.
I take the back. 19. I gotta add things.
I just wasted a natural 20.
It's not a waste. That just means you go first.
I also have a 19.
That's a total of
17.
21.
My modifier is +2.
So is mine.
Reroll.
Okay. I'm going to be mean and say that Great Rim goes first.
Okay. Cool beans.
Great worm.
Worm, buddy.
Worm.
I'm sorry.
Like
I
the
will mess it up for
like
my
the
entire
D&D creature, the worm.
life.
Great.
Or the super
is a
coolest
worm. Worm
dance
is a
move
word.
you could bust out at a wedding.
I can bust out the great worm also. Yeah. It has multiple meanings. Got multiple meanings.
I was gonna throw this away, but some of the stuff my granddaughter wants for Christmas, so I gotta keep it.
Okay,
so
let's see
lost.
how
What?
terrible I do. Wow, I rolled terrible again. But not as bad as some. Okay, so I guess Zaryn, what is your character doing on this evening before dinner?
So Zaryn, to paint the picture, is a sleek, black-scaled dragonborn that has these sharp, angular features, a pronounced snout. His scales have a kind of like smooth, polished, almost like metallic sheen to them, and his eyes contrast with his darker skin, being a sort of like emerald green. His frame is lean yet athletic, and he wears a nothing really for like a shirt or anything, but he does have like a leather vest. He was told he had to get protection for this journey, so he got himself a leather bit of armor. He doesn't like it. It has been uncomfortable the entire time. And he has essentially parachute pants. If anybody remembers MC Hammer, he has essentially parachute pants and a long sash. And kind of attached to that sash is a sort of bronzed mask that looks very similar to a dragon's face. And he is probably doing what he was brought here to do. His whole job is, to provide entertainment and keep up morale for the expedition. So he is probably on deck or somewhere where there's a place to do it, performing and entertaining people.
As such, roll performance check.
Okay. 17 plus 5 for a 22.
Yeah, you are having a whole concert, essentially, except it's a dance party.
Yeah.
You got additional sailors who are off duty up there, being merry and joyous, singing sea shanties to your music. It is an incredible night. Everybody who is on the deck will be having a tremendous experience.
Yeah. So
Additionally,
with Zaryn's performance, it's more it's not really him playing instruments. It is more him performing with dance, and he uses like his prestidigitation and stuff to add like the sound of like a chime or to elicit a certain smell or something. Maybe brandish a streak as he moves of like a certain color before it fades, and he begins his next use of prestidigitation.
yeah, it is an incredible, almost starlit performance. As it is evening and the sunset is happening, you have your colored cloth in the air in your prestidigitation, making it sparkle along the sea line. It is inspiring to all of those who are on the deck of the ship. You are not, as you said, you are not singing. They are singing because of how joyful they are due to your performance. They are singing almost in praise. They're celebrating in the way that they best know how, as opposed to. But you are the star of the show, the star of the night, is what they call you. Okay, so that is what you are doing. Great Worm, what is your character doing at this evening?
So Tarna is as far away from the people and performance as is possible on this ship. She does not really enjoy hanging around large groups of people if she can help it. So she's kind of muttering to herself and playing with her runestones, attempting to divine what the night will have in store, but also looking around, paying attention to crew members or anyone else to see if there's anyone that might feel uncomfortable or need healing, or if there's small bits of things around the ship that need basic mending repair. So kind of minding herself inwardly.
Okay. With that,
And
your character will be interacting with the I can't never remember what the quartermaster, and you guys are actually below the deck. As you said, you are as far away from the performance as possible. You will be under the deck near the front of the ship. The quartermaster will be extremely grateful for any assistance. And do you have healing, you said?
I can certainly either apply medicine, or I can certainly do healing if that's what's necessary. So medicine checks, healing. I can mend things. I can create some water. I can purify stuff. Whatever kind of the ship needs. I'm trying to all around that mending. So I've got all of that.
Okay, absolutely. Roll a medicine check.
20 total.
Okay, there was a single person who had severe rope burns on their hands, to the point where they were not able to utilize them to conduct their job. You have how do you address the situation, whether with magic or with just
yeah. So
basic
I'll
tending?
do a combination of kind of soothing words, magic, and like a salve or healing salve, and then bandaging their hands.
Okay. You will know that they will experience a full recovery within a number of days, as opposed to potentially never being able to use their fingers again. You have, in more than one sense, saved this man's life in the sense of he will have a career post injury. He is very grateful. He doesn't have much, but he will offer you a total of 3 gold pieces.
While I am grateful for his generous contribution, I refuse the gold and tell him that the universe will return your kindness to him.
Well, he states that in the event of anything, if there's anything that this one particular sailor can do, he will do his best to align himself with you for your generosity. You have a NPC who is going to be looking like a potential ally, despite them not having much to give. You will have their sword.
Fantastic.
Okay, awesome. Now on to Rook. What is your character doing at this time?
Oh, you know I'm just out there partying. There's chaos to be had. Ralire is all about making friends and having fun, and at this point there's merriment being had. So he's out there with the sailors just dancing up and partying. As probably fun and exciting as it is to watch the dance itself, he's more excited about the singing and drinking and the merriment that goes along with it.
How much drinking would one have?
As much as I could tolerate. Which
But then
might...
roll Constitution save.
Right, barbarians are good at this. Mine's okay at it.
And then one thing for single pieces.
I got that.
14 plus 4, so the words 18.
Okay, you're able to keep all of the waves of the. What type of beverage are you drinking? Liquor, beer?
I'm gonna assume since we're on a ship, it's probably some sort of rum.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Wrong.
You are drinking to your heart's content. Are you participating in this singing?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to roll a performance check just to see how well or not it goes.
Okay, fine. So, performance check. That's down a bit. Sorry, I gotta scroll. Performance. All right, I got a +1 on this at least. That's a 19 total. 18 plus 1.
Hey! So, you're probably the best one of the singers on the ship. You were probably the individual who actually started singing sea shanties once they got a little buzzed. Once you got there, you were the one who stepped out once you noticed their performance and everybody clapping for Zaryn's character. You were like, I'm gonna support this guy, yeah! Liven up the festivities. Okay. Much merriment to be had.
Heavy Frost was 50.
Who rolled a 17 again?
I did.
RJ. What is your character doing at this time?
He is at the front of the bow of the boat looking for any kind of danger or especially dragons. He's looking for dragon kind, anything to mess with dragons.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Perception +0. 19.
Okay. You would know that you're quite perceptive of your surroundings. You haven't seen any dragons, but on your looks for dragons, you've seen what looks to be a couple hammerhead sharks that have been surrounding the front of the vehicle. There is currently no danger with this, as they do not have arms and cannot climb onto the ship. So you would know that you are safe. It's a little bit difficult to see due to the horizon line, and it being near sunset. But you do not see any wings flapping through the air. If there was a dragonkin, it would likely be some type of sea serpent or a coastal dragon, of which you see neither at this time.
Okay.
Okay. On to me. My character at this point would be outside onto the edge here. And I'm hoisting myself up on my tippy toes. Actually, I'll go over here. Vobbing into the water. That is actually the chum that these sharks have been attracted to. As I have tried to eat throughout the journey, and every time I seem to, it just becomes little chunks. This time, it's pieces of salami. That is what my character is doing.
Where did that come from?
Why is it always
You?
carrots?
Yeah. Freya, what is your character doing at this time?
So my character, she is probably sitting on top of a barrel so that she's not in the way of anybody doing their merriment. Probably like druid crafting like a flower crown or something. Kind of keeping her hands busy without being in the way.
Okay. Your character would likely be within the living quarters that you guys have been associated with. Unless you want to be specifically outside of there.
No, she would definitely be outside, like listening and like taking in the air, but she's not doing much else besides that.
Okay. Would you stand next to anybody or just by yourself, you said?
Just on top of a barrel somewhere.
Okay. You'd likely be somewhere near the entrance to the bedroom, but not quite in it.
There you go.
So you're right there. Most of the festivities are being had over here, but you're over here, so you can still hear. But unlike most people, you cannot see the beauty of Zaryn. And so you're over there druid crafting. What might you be druid crafting?
Just like a flower crown. Little bits of like flower accessory kind of stuff. Keeping her busy so she's able to wrap things up.
Okay. Tell me, what is your best skill? Sleight of hand,
Sleight of hand.
arcana, or nature?
Sleight of hand.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check.
Boop. That is a 15.
Hey! What type of flower crown is this?
Probably using some like I don't know. Just flower like purple, darker color flowers, more vibrant color.
Okay, you got poisonous death bells growing off your head. Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, awesome. That is what you are doing. On to now Veerling. What is your character doing at this time?
If the ship's cook needs help prepping dinner, he's gonna be there helping.
Okay. Awesome. So you are working with this guy underneath the ship. Okay. What type of dish would you like to try to prepare?
They're at sea, so I assume something seafood based because fish are plentiful.
Fish are plentiful. They also have tons of hardtack, jerky, and believe it or not, they even have some zesty oranges.
I can't believe it's not oranges.
Do like an orange roughy type deal.
Okay. I believe that would be a survival check. Unless, no, you can just do a wisdom plus your proficiency because you have cook's utensils, correct?
Yes.
So, if your survival skill, just use proficiency plus your wisdom mod.
Okay. All right. Well, that was even better. That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. You make exactly what you said to the specifications, to the point where the cook turns and looks at you and says, have you written a book? Not that I can read, but have you written a book?
No.
He says, you gotta write a recipe. You gotta write a recipe down one of these days. I'm gonna have to take note of what you did. This is incredible. I believe everybody on the ship will experience a benefits due to your creations. And thank you for helping. You didn't have to do that. I know you adventure types have been given relative free reign, on this vessel. But I appreciate you taking the time to assist. Your help made dinner happen so much faster.
It's no big deal. I grew up on a farm, and I don't really like big parties, so.
Oh, well, I can't say the same. I love party. I'll jump up there after all this, but your help is always appreciated if you ever come down here. As such, since you're such a good cook, I'll hand you a few spices off. He hands you a bag of basic salt, pepper, and one other spice of your choosing.
Saffron.
Curry powder.
Saffron is expensive.
Other stuff.
Give me a second to look up my spices.
Okay. Is there any characters of which I have missed?
I think you got us all.
I think that's everybody. Yeah, I was gonna say you're puking. I'm dancing. The bard's dancing. RJ's keeping watch. The healer is keeping out of the way. The monk is making cool hats. And Veerling is helping the cook, getting them spices.
Okay. Well, as the festivities persist with Zaryn dancing, the crew and many others cheering, some of us puking, others minding our own various businesses, food will be served. It's not like this is any formal dinner. The cook will step up, to the top and serve out to everyone. Besides the captain, of which the guard will accept his dish and bring it into his quarters. But with the performance being as nice as it is, there's a 50% chance that the captain will come out. The captain indeed does come out and applauds the performance as well. Very impressed. Very impressed indeed. Especially happening on this vessel. Over the course of your guys' time here, you would have learned that this vessel was actually previously a decommissioned ship. It was recommissioned at the destruction of a significant portion of the Navy. But as it is not a very large vessel, its primary purpose was for exploring and or reconnaissance missions, essentially, and has been reconstituted to be able to perform those said duties. Previously, it was used to dispatch adventurers of various skill levels, but was generally regarded as always being successful in its mission. The only reason that it had ever been decommissioned was just because it was not up to par with the quote-unquote standards of the vessels of today's navies. So there's nothing wrong with the ship. It is old, but it is the Argonathus. And you are all quite familiar with it. So, do any of your characters throughout the night, what is the dinner again that you created there, Arthur?
Orange roughy, so basically just fish with orange zest and some like salt, pepper for seasoning.
Okay.
The
So you
anti-scurvy
all,
food.
yeah, the anti-scurvy food, which is important. You all will be unscurvied, including myself, if I can keep it down.
Unscurvy, baby.
My character will attempt at a later time to eat this lovely meal.
Can I
At advantage if you did so.
can I make an attempt to medicine your character at this point? Like ease his stomach?
Absolutely.
I'm going to make an attempt to do this. I pat you on the back and say, "Oh, my poor friend. Let me try this." Medicine check, if that's, I assume, what we're doing here. 17.
Medicine check.
Medicine check. 17.
Oh, okay. I don't even need to roll. Yeah, you are able to get me to the point of where I am able to stomach the food, which is a blessing, for I have literally been starving this entire time. So my character, your character's name is Tarna?
Tarna,
Correct?
yes.
Tarna. Thank you so much. I
Of
wasn't
course.
sure I could keep anything down.
No worries. The universe will provide.
Good thing that worked.
I sure hope so. I can't wait to get off this godforsaken boat.
Freya, what
I'm
is
gonna-
what is your character's name, Freya?
Wind.
Wind.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm walking by Wind, I make comment on the flower crown and say how beautiful it is.
Thank you very much.
Oh, with that, my character is going to head back to the bunk, having been able to actually relax for the first time over this entire ordeal. And read his book. Something he has not been able to do because he was fearful that he was going to vomit on it.
Legitimate fear.
And so, of which case, oh no, they're inside. Yeah, that guy. So, I will pass by as I hear saying of the beautiful crown. Look and say, "Oh, you work with druid craft as well. I see.
That is correct.
Are you a druid perchance?
No, no. I am a lot better at punching things.
Interesting. And you are indeed blind, correct?
She just kind of takes up her hand and yeah, puts it on, shakes in front of her face and then points at the wrappings around her head.
Yeah, I don't mean to pry or be rude, but how is it that you're gonna be able to help us on this journey? questioning my stomach. I don't know if I quite even have the stomach for it myself, and it seems that you might not have the eyes for it.
As long as we all communicate, I think we'll be fine. And also, at the very least, I'm able to do potion crafting.
Okay. This seems quite useful indeed. Don't know what all we're gonna find when we hit the shore. But what purpose? Why did you jump on this? Seems rather dangerous.
Well, sometimes you just need a change of pace.
Interesting. I mean, I have my own reasons for going on this expedition. I just figured, most others probably just did it for the money.
I will survive.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hop and skip over to my bunk and read a bedtime story or two. And so my character will then further
Please.
their way down.
Please don't throw up in there again.
I think I'm good now. I think the tiefling, she helped a lot. Tarna. Yeah, I'll have to remember that one's name. I'm pretty bad with names, believe it or not. Which is saying something because I'm a wizard, very forgetful wizard.
Such is life.
Usually got to look at this book to remember anything.
As soon
Holds
as
up
you
his
say such as life, you hear "C'est la vie!"
That one's a goof.
Okay. Rook, as you are partying, you are handed these zesty fish.
Last time someone handed me a zesty fish, did not end well. Too much blood.
Okay. Well, the individual who handed you this zesty fish is none other than Arthur.
Hello.
Hello, here you are.
Come join us. Come dance.
I am absolutely okay on that.
Vakabooey. I don't know why that was Italian, but it was definitely French words. No? Okay.
No,
You're lost. You're lost.
I am completely okay with that.
You are brushed aside as you are handed your food. You may eat it or not, since you seem to have a distaste for such things.
No, I like fish. Fish is good. I would just say the last time someone handed me a zesty fish, I made it bleed too much. That was a torture reference.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Zaryn, how do you handle receiving the fish that Arthur brings up? Do you accept it with grace, or are you too busy with your performance?
I think if Arthur approaches, is this a thing that Arthur regularly does? Like helps out the cook and brings up.
Yeah, he would have cooked the entire time. Would have helped the cook all the time.
Okay, then there's probably been a pattern in the past where you just set it down in the vicinity of Zaryn, because like I think there's been a few times where like Zaryn has been performing and you've brought up the food, and I just don't take it, and you're like, well, I'm making sure you're getting the food, and then you just sort of like leave it, and I think that's been a thing that's worked. Well, let's not even. Even. So this time Zaryn's actually like finishing up their performance, and as you come over, like has like pulled out
Zero and Pepsi Zero, cherry Pepsi Zero.
has pulled out a towel for like getting
Reverse.
any sweat or seawater that has sprayed up onto the ship off of them. And as you approach, yeah. Oh, supper, wonderful. Thank you so much. I'll guess August Aruvia. Arthur. I was close.
Not really.
Thank you. I'm sure it will be.
But
tasty
that is okay.
always. You see that they pull as they like take the plate from you. They pull their mask off and sort of like latch it onto the sash on their hip. So just to clarify, they brought you. You're the cook.
No.
That's what they brought you on the expedition for.
No.
No.
No. Cooking is just something else that I can do.
Slaving away, sweating in the kitchen. Sounds exciting.
It's not much, but it's honest work.
I'm sure it is. And yeah, I think with that, like, with an undignified grace that like it totally contrasts his dancing and his voice, because he does have like that like dragon-like maw, like when he like essentially shovels the fish into his face, it's just as he like it's like can't really chew it properly. But yeah, it is not pleasant.
You know, if you just use the fork and knife, you probably wouldn't have to drop your grace there.
He sort of like gestures to his mouth. Trust me, dear, I've tried. Not a lot has been successful. It's just, you know, the gods couldn't create something so perfect, or else they would have just created another god. So I have to have my flaws and accept them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He hands you back the empty plate like a freaking busser. Like you're a busser.
Deal with this, yes,
Bam.
Oh, well, thank you. And he takes the rag that he had like wiped himself off with the ocean spray and just sort of like wipes his mouth.
Bam. Your all's interaction comes to a conclusion. Virling's free to respond, however, he seems fit.
Arthur's gonna like squint, give him a like look him up and down and go, yeah, it's not worth it, and then just walk away.
Okay.
Okay.
The rook. Oh, Freya, how do you receive your food?
Probably whenever anybody's like brought, like anybody's gotten up and walked by or whatever.
Oh yeah, Arthur would have brought her food.
Yeah.
100%.
You smell the zesty aroma of oranges and the flavorful fish as it approaches. Provided that your character is not a vegetarian, this will be very appetizing.
She is not. Thank you. I appreciate it, Arthur.
Yeah, no problem.
She's going to like take a second and then kind of realize that she's she doesn't really have like a fork or a knife.
He will make sure that she gets both of those things.
Okay, yeah. Eventually she'll end up eating it, but very like this will be fun on a boat.
You are able to partake and are able to sit down or stand up wherever you deem necessary. What do you do with your crown when you are handed this food?
I'll put it on Arthur's head.
Arthur, you are now a farmer paladin princess, as you have been bestowed a crown of druidcraft.
He does not remove it. That would be rude.
Mhm.
This will have consequences. You all.
What?
It doesn't. The consequences aren't bad. Calm down.
I don't believe you.
You are all able to further enjoy the night's festivities. The captain gives round of applause. At the conclusion of Zaryn's performance and the singing of all of the sailors and the serving of food, the captain takes a minute to address the crowd. At first light, we should make way to the beaches of this new land, where our wondrous adventurers will be able to traverse into this unknown in search of great conquest to find these ancient ruins of which the king of Helios has decreed. So, one more round of applause, one more round of drinks for all of the merry men and their righteous journey to the sun's end. As beverages of rum are passed out to all of you who wish to partake in the drink.
Wendell have a couple.
Arthur will have a sip, and
Okay.
just in respect to the toast.
Hey, does anybody not partake?
I politely decline, but thank them anyway.
They accept yours as they do mine, or they probably don't even address me, as I have secluded myself within my bunk. Nobody even is aware that the gnome is not there. For the gnome has rarely actually left the bunk, except to depart to puke off the side of the boat from time to time. So, festivities are had, and you are all able to enjoy a restful night's sleep after a wonderful experience on the boat. You will all gain the benefits of a 1d4 to your first ability check in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Bueno.
As the ship approaches the shore the next day, you are all greeted with the coastline. If there's anything you wish to say to any of the crew before you depart, you may do so at this time, starting with Freya.
Sheesh. I don't know if any of them during the time that we've been sailing with them have sat down and talked with me. I'd probably be like, "Bye, to you, Gary. Bye, Gary.
Believe it or not, Gary is actually this man. He is a guard. He is the guard who has guarded the captain's quarters. Nobody has been allowed to enter the captain's quarters, but he is always present there. He actually never sleeps, which is concerning. But yeah, he would have taken the time to talk to you if you had ever made your way out there. And his name is indeed Gary.
That's
Hi, Bob.
fantastic. Yeah, and just say bye to Gary.
You will likely encounter Gary again in the future. Okay, on to RJ. Is there anybody in particular of which you would have said goodbye to on the ship, or is it just your merry crew?
Well, like I said, bye, Bob and Gay Bob.
Okay. Bob. Well, your options for Bob is either regular sailor and or the first mate.
The first mate, obviously.
Okay, Bob is the first mate. You say goodbye to Bob. He I wish you well on your journey, traveler. I'll see you in 2 weeks' time, maybe sooner if they send a flare. And on to Tarna. Does Tarna give anybody fair wishes before they depart?
So I check on the guy that I bandaged up last night and rebandage his hands, and I say a blessing to him and a prayer over him and let him know that I wish for his speedy recovery and hope to see him soon and wish well for him and any of his loved ones. Move on.
Okay. He will tell you that his name is of no consequence, but it is Zarkle, if you wish to, if you happen to see him again.
So I look him squarely in the eyes, very kindly, and I gently hold his arm and I say, "Thank you, Zarkle. You've been wonderful."
He says, oh no. You, sir, have been wonderful. And if there's anything I can do, if you ever need a sailing hand in the future, if it's not on this vessel, I might skip ship to embark on a journey with you. I wouldn't mind having a captain or first mate or crew member, as dignified as yourself.
Well, it's very kind of you, as I certainly wouldn't want you to abandon your lawful duties. However, if you were free and the need ever arose, I would certainly think kindly of you.
He wishes you a farewell on your journey and waves to you with his bandaged hands off the side of the ship as you are all departing. On to Ralire. Is there anyone on the ship that you would like to give ill will or positive regards to before departing?
I say nothing to nobody and leave the ship.
Okay, you depart. Zaryn.
Zaryn also says nothing to nobody and grabs his stuff and leaves the ship.
It is fine for you to say nothing to anyone, but however, everyone decides that they want to say goodbye to you, as you have made this voyage more like a cruise rather than regular sailing duty. They all cheer his name as the best dancer in all the seas!
Yeah, I guess, yeah, if people are doing that, then yeah, Zaryn, is just like, oh, just like thanking everybody and like appearing humble and
yeah, there's literally a whole line of all of the crewmates, including those who are supposed to be asleep, who form on both sides of you, giving their graces, throwing the equivalents of the little paper mache things into the air, you know.
Yeah. The entire time, like off when people are it's just, oh, thank you, you're so kind, I'm truly humbling. Thank you so much. Oh, it was such a pleasure. And the second he gets off the ship, it's just straight face, like I can't. Oh God, so glad we got off that thing.
Oh, okay. And then on to Virling. Is there anyone you wish to say goodbye to?
Yeah, he'll thank the cook for helping for sharing his space. Thank him for the salt and pepper and ancho chili flakes.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
DM said you get one free spice. He said, "I'm going to use it."
I'm
Yeah.
gonna use it.
Okay. The chef looks you directly in the eyes, puts out a firm, grasping hand, shakes it, says, "It was a pleasure working with you, King Cook," as you are wearing your crown.
Arthur will like legitimately smile at that and go, "Yes, thank you."
He says, "If there was ever an honest man I've ever had the pleasure of working with, it was you."
I appreciate it. Dad always told me have a firm handshake and make sure the work you do is good.
Sounds like a smart man. As you're all escorted off the ship, there is one additional member who, unlike before, walks off rather well rested for the first night of of sleep that he has actually been able to have, that he didn't jump out of bed. Nobody particularly addresses him except the captain. The captain briefly walks over and says, "Well, I hope you'll find what you're searching for." And then he disembarks.
So I notice the gnome and inquire on how well he's feeling this morning.
Oh God, I feel 10 times better than I did for the entirety of the journey. However, I'm still a little under the weather, but now that we're going to be on land, I feel like maybe tomorrow I'll have a quote-unquote full recovery.
As well, the universe's blessings upon you. If you need my help, let me know.
Oh. Thank you, Tarna. This is... You have been a blessing indeed. If there's a god, you most certainly just your parents. Do you believe in God?
I believe in the consciousness within the universe and the light within all of us.
I can get behind that. And so I will most assuredly be welcoming of any further help that you provide, and I will do my best to use my arcane knowledge and histories to benefit you particularly and the rest of the party on this journey.
I smile at him and nod.
Okay. As such, we all land on the seashore. Three, four, five, six, 7. So we all land on the seashore at the base of a dense jungle. We were told. Oh, I guess Aaron never heard. Did you give Rook? Did you give him a rundown of some of the main points? Okay. So you all know that you are destined to traverse into the deep jungle in search of an ancient artifact, a large stone obelisk. From here, you cannot see it, but you have been told that it is relatively close to these coordinates, but that there is no defined location. You simply know that it is at least a mile or more inland, and you cannot see above these rainforest treetops. But you are all on shore. What would you all like to do? There's a dense forest jungle ahead of you. No trail to be seen at this time.
So I stop for a moment and roll my rune dice on the ground just to divine what I believe is going to happen to us. Good fortune, bad fortune.
Okay.
Or my runes, not really dice. So
Roll a d12.
3.
Oh, it's, it could be worse, but it's most certainly, we got some bad vibes coming our way.
So I stand up and I grab the pendant around my neck and look a little bit ashen and just shake my head, put the runes away.
My character will take note of this and say, are you forecasting by chance?
Some ill omens in the wind, my friend. Ill omens. Be prepared.
You say such. My character is rather perturbed, and will take a moment to pull out their own cards, and attempt a similar discernment. Ill omens indeed. Okay.
Well, if no one's gonna take a step forward, let's let the blind bitch lead it.
Okay. As we are playing with cards and runes, the blind woman begins their way into the woods. Does anyone attempt to follow?
That means
Arthur
out.
will, yeah.
There's no road. It's just the trees.
It is simply what is meant to be.
There's 2 of them here.
As she
I'm concerned.
You do understand that is exactly how jungles work, right? No roads, just trees.
I feel like I should be asking you that there, Fancy Pants.
God, don't get him started.
Hello, Mr. Fancy.
But seriously, somebody else should probably take lead. I am, very much blind.
Are you just still walking as this is happening? We're just all watching
Yeah.
you walk off.
Yeah.
Arthur will take the lead.
Okay. Boom, boom. Blind and paladin, walk ahead. I will
Obviously,
shuffle
Ralire's
my-
right behind. They was trying to stop
As-
the monk.
As Arthur steps forward, I follow him confidently, that as he boldly takes the lead.
Rook, what is your character again?
Barbarian.
Where did I put your token?
I don't know. Wasn't me.
I don't know either. Oh, here it is. Haha.
Also, you need to tell me when I need to actually pay attention to the map here so I can make it big for the people watching the show.
Okay. I will do so.
Okay.
My character will travel behind our lovely cleric as they have gained a semblance of trust. Where is Zaryn?
I think Zaryn is just like a few steps behind everybody, questioning their life choices as this whole spectacle has begun to unfold.
Our dragonborn sorcerer, are you walking beside me?
Yes.
Okay. There are 2 additional people. Their markers are inconsequential. But the 2 individuals who said that they will be at the base camp, essentially, to set up tents and things, they begin gathering associated stuff. If you guys can take this time before departing to grab any of the extra sets of items that you have if you want to at this time.
I'll grab an extra head wrap and clothes. I'll just kind of pack up the backpack.
My character will leave everything other than the things he already had on his person. Anybody else take anything from their secondary sets?
No, I feel secure.
I'll take my other gun because 2 guns is better than 1, right?
Okay, you take 2 guns.
You're just gonna pirate it. You're gonna shoot once, drop the gun, shoot the next gun.
Never have
What if
to
you shoot your
reload.
gun? What if you take your gun and shoot the other gun at the person?
Yeah, you just
Get more gun in my
throw
gun.
the gun, shoot it.
Yeah.
Arthur will make
Take-
sure that he has enough supplies to make food while they're out. But other than that, he is fine.
Okay, with that being said, do you intend to come back to this site at the end of the night, and or do you intend to keep on pushing on through the night, and or sleep somewhere in the density of the jungle?
It's probably safe.
I don't like how you said that, for the record.
Well,
Me or him?
No, the density of the jungle. I don't like those words. That's
Yeah, I
So-
feel like our best bet would be like kind of with the water to our backs.
Okay.
I look meaningfully at the gnome, nodding my head at him, and kind of mention like, "Wait, what's it? Remember, evil omens. We must be cautious."
Oh, I will be quite cautious. Quite cautious indeed. Keep an eye out. I know I will. Looking for things at my knee level, which is where everybody else's ankles are.
Where everybody else's
Okay.
skins are.
My belief is that traveling at night is dangerous.
I mean, in a forest unknown, this has to be true. Probably safer near the shore. I didn't see any particularly dangerous tracks when we entered. As you guys make an effort through, there are 2 people leading us. One of which is blind and can detect things very nearby. But our paladin, as you are you hacking away at the jungle foliage in front of you, or are you simply attempting to brush through it?
He'd hack away at it.
Okay. You will be able to hack away at it as time persists. I need you to roll a, let's say,
Letty?
a survival check for navigation purposes of traversing the lands.
I will offer my guidance to him.
You gain the benefits of guidance.
You also
Okay.
have 1d4 from your first roll.
Yes,
I
you do.
Let's toss 2 d4s into that. Cool, 17.
Is that before or after you added your d4s?
After the d4s.
Okay. You are able to traverse beyond the strip of clear shoreline and into the dense jungle. You hack away at the various foliages. You know there is many presence of tons of creepy crawlies, bugs, hordes and hordes of bugs. But you're able to maintain your distance from most of them. You can't get away from all of them, but it's not enough to be of any consequence. You, however, do notice that there are much larger insects than typical flying near the treetops. Various things from giant wasps and what looks to be giant centipedes and other things traversing over the tops. You hear strange caws of various animals. You're able to avoid the majority of quicksand bogs that surround you on all sides, and are able to find even footing through the density of the jungle, until you eventually find what seems to be a trail that leads to the northwest from the beach after you hack about 70 yards into the jungle.
70 yards. We are not making it far. Just saying.
Yeah, it's a bit rough.
Well,
It is.
this is a very thick jungle.
Can we take a look and see if one direction versus the other is more well traveled, or recent tracks? Perhaps someone that's skilled in such things.
Don't have a ranger. I can take a crack at it.
Say the person who would be ranger decided to go blind monk, so I can't do any of that.
Nature roll? Question mark? Do you want nature or survival? They're younger.
It's well traversed. So I will say you can do either, whichever your benefit.
Okay, I'm gonna use nature and kind of.
Once again, I offer my guidance to you.
I'll take your guidance. 10 and 1 and plus 2, so 13.
Okay. With a 13, you're able to see that this area is indeed a trail. It is an older trail. You're not quite sure. You actually see what seems to be the remnants of there are cut branches here. However, these cut branches are at least a couple years old. The sticks have long since dried, and new foliage has appeared amongst them. But it is enough of a trail to be able to follow without being impeded nearly as terribly as you guys did all the way up to here. It almost seems as if there had been forces here previously that had attempted to navigate deeper into the woods, and maybe they were trying to hack their way to the beach, but there is no additional, I guess you could say, traces of something. But at some point, somebody definitely came through here with a sharp tool and cut things. But it was at least a couple years ago.
All right,
More than a year.
I make that comment so everyone's in the know, but I don't know how helpful that'll be for everybody.
Outside of that, you see what seems to be several animal tracks of various types that seem to follow this trail, which is the only reason of which it still persists.
Thank God for jungle pigs.
Indeed, there is some hoofed, there is some bird, there is some many creatures that have used this path over time, but it was not initially created by such things.
So-
what do you all do?
So since nobody's doing anything, I pull my runes out and cast them to get a discernment for myself what direction I feel we should go. Randomly.
Okay, roll a What is your primary stat, might I ask?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay. Are you proficient in? So do a wisdom check plus proficiency bonus.
13 total.
Great.
So you think that you should continue on your path northwest
So
to find what you were.
I communicate that the universe is guiding me north. Just as simple as that.
Okay. I will follow that. As you all head forward on the trails. Let's see what
Wisdom left with us, sir. Forward, sir, to wisdom left with us, sir.
Okay. Well, as I mentioned to you all before we began this campaign, I rolled some pre-generated throws. As you all move forward, you go about 200 yards west of where you guys entered this trail, northwest, mind you.
We're a bunch of snails.
Tino, you suddenly notice that there is a giant leech on your back. What do you do?
Like each of us has a giant leech on its back, or
Tino specifically.
oh, gotcha.
So it's just it's just like chilling on my armor.
Yep, it's attempting to burrow into your skin, but has yet to do so. But you notice it.
Okay. So how do I
you
notice
got
that?
You kind of like hear a little bit of crunching behind you. You feel like there's a small vibration.
So is there anybody that's like walking behind me?
You
Or is
said you were
or is
walking
everybody
behind
in front of
everyone.
me? Yeah, so who is up in front of Zaryn?
Up in front of Zaryn would have been RJ's character.
Okay. So yeah, then I guess I'll tap RJ's. RJ, what was your character's name again?
Then Vindeep.
Then Vindeep.
Vax,
Okay.
excuse me, Vax Vindeep.
All right, Vax Vindeep. Yeah, so you'll get a tap on your shoulder, and Zaryn will say, quick question. Is there something wrong with my armor? And he'll like turn around, and you'll see the leech on his back.
Okay. RJ, as he addresses you, you suddenly notice that there is mold growing on his back, as well as mold on the back of all of the other characters. As per this particular effect, you will be inclined to stay at least 10 feet away from each of the characters in an attempt to avoid getting this fungus on yourself, as you are clean. You do not see anything other than the mold on Tino's back.
I say you have a bit of mold growing upon your back. I kind of get what the hell away.
No, you don't understand. That's absolutely impossible. This was cleaned this morning. I've cleaned it every day. There's no mold.
You all have mold upon your backs.
As such, Ralire.
That's me.
You hear your party mates conversing behind you, and you feel a flash of odd heat. As RJ mentions mold, you begin to look down at yourself, and it appears as if you are melting. You notice that if you try to grab yourself where you're melting, it seems to recoalesce into the form that you're used to, and you can continue moving forward. As long as you hold on to yourself with both hands.
I hug myself for a second and go, I'm having a bad trip, y'all.
Oh, what? You had drugs and you didn't share?
Not that I knew about.
Freya,
Yeah.
as this is happening, you get the odd feeling that something is about to happen. Maybe the fortune telling that the two diviners have mentioned, something bad is going to happen. Veerling,
Yes.
you notice that the jungle, or Arthur notices that the jungle is very hot and very steamy. You better drink some extra water and keep an eye out for a chance to refill your water bottle as well, as you are going through it rather quickly.
You're good.
Neat.
Myself, I am sweating profusely. It's very, oh my God, it's hot. So hot. And God, you all stink. I didn't even know that dragonborn could sweat. Have you considered using deodorant? Does anyone have perfume?
Would you like some lavender flower?
I would love some, Freya. I would love some wind.
Yeah, she'll just like dig into her pockets and grab some of the seeds and make them bloom.
Oh, I should have thought of this myself. As I walk over to Zaryn and I spray you with essentially prestidigitation to attempt to make you smell better.
Yeah. As soon as you come up and you start, do you use the actual prestidigitation?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. As soon as you start casting magic at me, I put my hand up and say, "Do not." Oh, do not.
I'm. It's not dangerous. You just smell.
I know what you're about to do. I've done it myself. No.
Okay. I turn to the other dragonborn and spray you with the same smell that Freya had gifted to me because it was a very pleasant aroma.
By the way, your divination stuff that you two were doing. Got a bad feeling something's gonna be happening quite soon.
I think something bad is already happening.
As you say that, you hear a rumbling.
That was
Crunching
my
of
stomach.
dirt underneath your feet.
I'm a prophet.
Of course, at that moment, I grasp my pendant and go, "Ill omens."
The end is nigh.
The end is indeed nigh. Okay. North, west, east, south.
North.
I do not have the proper figurine. I apologize.
North.
But what can only be described as a large monstrosity appears. You all see it. It appears to be. I want to make you roll an Ankeg. And you all need to roll initiatives as it bursts from under the ground.
Someone tell me I'm the only one seeing that.
You're not.
Vis-a-vis.
You're not.
Shite.
21.
Fucking
11.
10.
13.
21.
Funny man.
RJ got a 21?
Damn.
Yep.
Okay.
5.
I thought I was going to be the last one. I got a 6.
Hi Guy Game says, get in, adventurers. We're going dragon hunting. I hope not. They're gonna kick our ass.
Slap, slap, get in.
Okay, Freya, what did you get?
I got a 13.
Okay. So now I get to roll the enemy. Wow, they go last. Lucky y'all.
Woohoo! Thank goodness.
Okay, so we are starting this with RJ's character. You see a large monstrosity merge out of the burrow it has just dug. You're muted there, RJ.
Yeah, well, I know I'm speaking through Aaron's Julio
Oh, my
Wanny. So I guess I will toss a sorcerer's bolt at him with radiant energy.
Okay, you do so. You are within range.
Yeah, I would hope so if I could see him.
I agree. Hi guys. Low level encounter hunting
Roll
is what we need to do.
Here we go. All right, here we go. All right. I found the 20-sided jewel dice. Already. They're little. So sorcerer burst. No. Oh, nice. 21.
You most certainly hit the creature. You may deal your spell. What is the effects of your spell? Damage?
It doesn't say on the stupid character sheet. That's fucking more useless. Range, reference to notes, the first duration, source. There we go.
I don't think we're flirting this one to death, y'all. Ain't gonna happen.
Sorcerer, you cast sorcery on one creature, then make a range attack against. When they hit, the target takes 1d8 damage. Radiant. If you roll 8 on the d8 for the spell, you can roll another d8, add to the damage. Okay, so d8 damage, 1d8. Now I roll 8, then I get another d8.
Do you
There we
see
go.
one of these? If I can open this right.
So I rolled a 4, and then my modifier is my charisma, which is +3, so 7 damage. Radiant.
You deal 7 damage to the Ankeg. It screeches in its bug-like monstrosity form. It has identified its first meal.
Oh, no.
Okay. Tina, what was your initiative count?
6.
Oh, me and
Okay,
the bard
that's
chilling.
Okay, it is my turn. Oh no! Magic missile.
Simple yet effective.
Indeed. Cast at level 14. 900 missiles coming at you.
Cast at level 1 because I'm a nerd. Which I believe is 44 plus 4. Unless I'm stupid with the new edition. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Magic circle, magic armor. Magic jar, magic missile. Yep, 1d each. 3 magical darts, 1d4 plus 1. Okay, so I rolled d4 3 times. 1, 4, so 5. 6 plus 3, 9 points of damage. Magic missile. What is it? Who knew there was going to be giant bugs? Ah! I should have known better than to jump in the jungle. After me, I believe it is Freya's turn.
Awesome. I'm going
Which are
to
fun to paintball. Yes.
I'm gonna run up to it and hit it with the quarterstaff, and hit it with the fist.
You may do so.
Give us a fist.
I call it bad back. That's pretty
14.
fucked up too.
14. You dink on it as you hit it. You have hit its AC. You know that you can kill it.
Gotcha. I got a 4 damage on that, and then my bonus action attack I have to do.
Wheel Gun Wednesday.
And that is a dirty 20, so that's also gonna hit.
That will hit. Deal
And
your
then-
damage.
9 points of damage, so a total of 13.
Jeez.
So, hi, guy. I know you made a note about rolling it once and not all the times, but our table lets it. You get to pick. If it's multiple targets, you have to roll it separately. But if it's one target, you can either roll it all or you can roll it once. But you got to be consistent.
Okay. After Freya gives it a good wallop and a secondary attack, it is Great Worm's turn, which is Tarna.
So I take a step back and I cast bless on Arthur, Roger's
Okay.
character,
Ralire.
and Ralire, and Wind.
Okay.
Thank you.
You take a step back, and these 3 characters are now blessed.
So you get 1d4 bonus to any attack roll while the bless is active. It's up for a minute, or saving throw.
And we choose when to activate it before we roll, right?
That's a DM
Basically,
question.
let's have it.
I am opening up the spell right now. Bestow Curse. That's not what I'm looking for.
It's like
I
the
cast
complete
Bestow
opposite.
Curse on my party.
You bless up to 3 creatures within range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw, before the spell ends, the target adds 1d4 to the attack roll or save. It does not specify. You can do it after the roll,
Okay.
I will say.
And it happens while I'm concentrating on the spell, so it's continuous until the spell ends or I lose concentration.
Mm-hmm. Check.
Cool beans.
Speaking of which, it is now Relire's turn.
All right. This thing is how tall?
It is a large creature. I am going to say that for all intents and purposes, it is roughly 10 foot tall when standing as upright as it can.
Okay. So I don't need to hit it in the face with my halberd. I can just hit it with my axe. So I, free action, pull out the axe of the pile of weapons on my back. I then use my bonus action to rage, and I go full bore at this thing's kneecaps because that's how we do this here.
It has many kneecaps. You'll probably not knock it prone, but maybe.
I mean, I'm not actually doing a called shot. Just for the record, I'm not worried about the face. I'm going for the legs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, level 1 barbarian, baby. Let's go. All right, I'm using my bless, by the way. All right, so 11 plus 4 is 15. Actually, I guess I could save that technically, right?
Well, you don't have to save it. I mean, you get to use it every time
No.
while it's active.
Then 1 plus 16 total to hit.
That hit.
All right, I'll take it. Halberd's a D12, and then my ragey bits at this point, I believe, are +2.
Are you doing it at range, like 10-foot range, or are you up on it?
No, I move up on it.
Okay, I'm just curious.
No, sorry,
Because
my
you have
bad.
reach.
I have reach with my halberd. I'm using my great axe.
Gotcha.
I'm using the weapon I am less skilled with for some reason. But anyway, let me find rage over here. Don't care about that. Why does it not tell me how much my rage is right now? That is annoying. Anyway, I'm gonna go with +2. I will check it in the book in a second. But anyway, D12 +2. Yeah, +2 at this point. +2. Okay, not great. 4 +2 +2, so 8. After my rage.
Okay. 8 damage.
A whole 8
It
damage.
is injured.
Let's
As
go.
you swing your axe, you notice that your arms begin to droop incredibly low to the ground. You will have to recoalesce yourself before you take your next action.
Can I make some kind of mental check to kind of just push through that?
You believe that it is truth.
Okay.
Think of this as a quote-unquote condition.
All right.
Your rage damage is +2, Roger, just to confirm.
So you deal 10 damage?
No. Total of 8. I already did the +2. I said I need to go back and check it. Thank you for clarification.
Okay. After Rook, it is Tino. There are 2 threats. The leech crawling on your back and burrowing through your leather, your new leather. The quote-unquote mold that's growing, supposedly, on your back. And the Ankeg in front of you.
Is it more than one place? Gross. Also, hi guy, we don't have a mod. We just let the bots pop up for 2 seconds.
Yeah, gonna assume that the big creature is a bit more of a threat than anything. I think what Zaryn's going to do is move. I almost went to just like move the token myself, realizing that I have no control over it. To literally grab my mouse, like, where can I move this to? Yeah, making sure to separate myself a little bit more distance away from the creature. We'll just I'm gonna need it to give me a wisdom save, and I'm just gonna simply look at it and just go, no, not today, please. We've just begun.
Okay, what spell do you cast?
It is Vicious Mockery.
Okay, no, not today. You
Just like
he saved.
Just what did he roll?
An 18 with pluses?
That. Yeah. It's a save or suck, so nothing happens.
Okay.
And he goes, "Oh, yeah, no, that's about right. Never mind." And we'll offer.
Oh, hey, time out. I totally forgot. I have Savage Attacker. I'm rolling a second dice.
Does obesity run your family? Trust me, doctor, nothing in my family.
Add 2 more damage there, younger.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and who's up front by this thing right now?
Me.
There are currently 2 people that are blessed: the blind monk and the barbarian, the BBs.
Okay, so the blind monk and the barbarian.
Blind
Even
bit
monk,
and
odd
the
barbarian. Even it's gonna go to the monk. Wind, you're gonna hear Zaryn say yeah, That's a great idea. Whack it with the big stick. And
a thumbs up.
offering you a bardic inspiration. So you get a D6 for the next hour.
Awesome.
Okay, it is now the this lovely creature's turn. It is past the point of bloodied, which is a term that has been revitalized within 5th edition with D&D 2024. It is in the glossary.
Damn, did it roll higher than a 5?
Actually, no, it did not. My bad, Veerling. It is you. Haha.
Then
Second time
Arthur will move up and take a whack at it with his greatsword.
Oh, yeah. You're right there. You're on it. Could this be the end of the beast? Does it even get a turn?
18.
Nope. Hell,
Nope.
it's gonna be me if it does.
You hit it.
10 damage.
Roll big.
You say 10?
10.
It's dead.
Okay, so just one moment. I need to grab something that I have not touched in like 7 generations.
Rough nut.
A lot of generations.
It is a generation.
Yeah. This thing has a huge stomach of which you cleave in two. The Ankeg lies dead at the foot of its own burrow. You have slain a CR2 creature before it had a chance to get in to combat. It's almost like there's 7 adventurers all here together. It is, what would you like to do after you cleave it in two?
Go to Disneyland.
Find the relic on its body.
Yeah, right.
He's going to wipe its blood off the blade.
I quickly say a prayer.
Ew.
Thanking the universe for this victory.
Nature takes its course.
I was gonna say, can I make a nature check to see if this thing's edible?
Edible.
I'm not cooking a weird bug.
You would know that Ankegs probably potentially could be eaten, but at what risk is it worth attempting? As they are incredibly acidic. I'm going to say that Veerling's character actually is aware of these creatures, particularly because they are the bane of all farmers, as they ravage both crop and with their burrowing, and they also ravage livestock.
He
It would not be
spit at it.
recommended for being feasted upon.
Side note, my character would probably understand that. My parents have a farm.
Okay, then you would also know this.
All right, never mind.
Arthur whole ass just.
Is there anything salvageable from this corpse, or shall we move on?
It has a couple things. Would you like to make a nature check to find out if, or sorry, yeah, I guess that's probably the right thing to say.
Hell yeah, I would.
I offer you my guidance.
Let's go. I needed it. I needed it really bad. 4 on the little die. 4 on the big
Is this
die.
your first ability check of the day?
It's all cantrips, baby.
Oh, he's asking me though, because I can have both of them, and I'm gonna need it because I rolled like trash. And a third 4 is rolled, so that's 12 plus 2, 14.
Okay. That is enough to know that there is things that are likely harvestable not only from the Ankeg itself, but potentially within its burrow. But primarily, the most likely thing you are to find are either its victims, and or it's the acid. The acid would be most harvestable.
Gotcha. I don't really do the vials of stuff and things at this point, so I'll leave that to the eggheads. I will go into the burrow to see what I can find.
Okay. You will have to move this large creature out from its place. As it emerged, you all killed it before it could do anything. So it is blocking the passage. But it is cleaved in two, so it's 50% more easy to move.
And is it
So basically, we did the D&D equivalent of a random spider appears. Whap, 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 whap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
I will attempt to use my medicinal skills to see if the acid has any particular useful qualities once Roger's done.
17 plus 2 for a strength check, so 19. Not raging.
19, I will say you are able to definitely remove half of the corpse out of the way. Enough to be able to crawl over it and into the burrow if you... it's a rather large burrow, 10 foot, and so after you remove half of the body, there's about a 5-foot gap in the way, unless you wish to remove the other half of the body.
Oh, I smell treasure.
Okay, so you're off moving that. But I will say, RJ, as you criticaled, you may enter the burrow first and or do an additional check.
Oh. I think I have. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest the acid out of the sacks. I have alchemist check and a poisoner's kit.
I will allow both you and Great Rim's character to do such, as he also said that he was going to attempt.
So my medicine-y check is a 25.
You would know that this could potentially be used to get rid of festers on wounds and such. It's a rather dangerous method, though. But with precision, it could be applied in moderation as to not cause damage to somebody more than, agitation. But it would definitely clean the wound if used appropriately.
What would the net effect be of this wound cleansing?
I will say that it allows for the removal of infection with a successful DC 12 medicine check while using the acid.
Okay.
Of which you will have roll a d4.
4.
You will have 4 uses of this.
Sweet.
RJ, what was your survival check?
Survival check. +0. Or the big purple.
I offer you my guidance, sir.
The best cantrip.
18.
+4. +1d4.
18. Roll 1d4.
Three.
You're able to find a total of 3 vials of standard acid.
Nice.
Do you have any containers as to which to hold it?
Oh yeah, I got a poisoner's kit and a herbalist kit, so I have plenty.
You find no difficulty doing so. Okay, Freya.
Yes.
There is a hole that can be entered. There is also the creature itself, which is being harvested. What would you like to do?
Well, I don't think going in the hole would be a good idea since I am like 6'4". Some big, tall.
I'm like 6'4" too. I'm going like owls.
I'm a midget.
I don't know. Maybe probably just ask if anybody needs help with anything.
Yeah, if you have some water, I would appreciate some.
I'll hand you over my little water container. It's a dried gourd.
Is it full of water or is it full of bourbon?
Oh, there's water one, and then there's the bourbon one. Bourbon
Okay,
one's safe with me.
just making sure.
Yeah, it's valid.
Okay. You are able to quench your thirst for a moment. You drank extra water. You have succeeded on this particular element. Okay.
If you're offering assistance, I think there's something on the back of my armor. Could you get that for me, or?
I'll
Arthur will look. Does he
Say
see?
You see nothing other than the pack if you are carrying a pack. Are you carrying a pack there?
It's more like it's like a single strap, like with like a bag, sort of like a duffel bag sort of situation.
You only see his bagged satchel.
I can take your bag off your back, but I don't think you want someone as lowly as me to touch your things.
No, you misunderstand. I'm not requesting a porter. There's something on my back. I just can't reach it.
You know what?
I'm gonna
You know
walk up
what?
to them.
Arthur will be like, you know what? That's fair. And wherever he thinks this, he's like, can you tell me where the bug is? And as soon as he does, Arthur's punching wherever he points at.
Okay. You have I guess take 1 point of, or roll a hit first.
17?
What's your AC there, Tino?
My AC is 14.
You take 1 point of damage as you believe the leech.
Actually, he takes 4.
Do
1
you have
plus my
unarmored
strength.
strike?
No, 1 plus my strength mod.
What's your strength? Oof, he did not hold back the punch. But the leech has been killed. You feel assaulted.
That sounded a bit
We're level ones. That's like half his hit points. That would kill a commoner. What the fuck?
That sounded like
As-
it was a mean hit.
As this happens, the gnome will say, "Oh dear God, thank God, I have nothing on my back." As I sweat profusely, and say, "Oh, I don't feel so good." After that, Tino, you just took this punch, but the bug is dead. What would you like to do at this point with your actions?
Party.
I gotta make a note that it's always a free action to cry.
Arthur will use lay on hands. He'll use 4 uses, so you get your 4 HP back.
The bug is squenched, and then he heals you appropriately as you feel a hard thump. Ah! You look down, see what seems to be a dead leech squirming, and then your hit points are restored. However, it was uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable.
Is there any way that I can intuit that perhaps something is not quite right with us?
Absolutely. Roll a wisdom or intelligence check.
I'm gonna go with wisdom. So that's a 19 plus 5, 24.
24. You notice what seems to be almost like not quite a cloud, but it almost looks like a reverse vortex of small shimmering spores that are coming from deeper within the forest, slightly off the trail, that seem to fall gracefully upon all of the characters and all of the area around you, for as far as you can see. However, that's not very far, even along the trail line.
So I attempt to explain this to everyone that perhaps they should cover their mouths, or if they can see that we are being, well, first of all, is there any medicinal thing that I could do for anybody? One, or two, we just like, I'm like, cover your mouths, cover your face, breathe through a cloth, something like that.
You can say that. You may attempt to do something for yourself. Do you have anything that would assist with poisons?
I mean, I have an herbalist kit, but that's about it. So,
Herbalist kits can make antitoxin. Like as a built-in quality, that's something they can do.
yeah,
How
I mean,
much
that's
time does it take to create an antitoxin?
do. I got a blanket. I can cover. I wrap my blanket around my face. See if it helps.
Okay, you believe that it cannot harm you any more than it already has.
Okay.
Additionally, you believe it might separate your skin from the mold that everyone else. Or sorry, you're not the mold guy. Which one did you have? Odd heat or?
I don't recall which one I had. I don't believe that I
Oh
had
yeah,
anything.
okay. Oh yeah. The bugs still swarm around, but yeah, you believe that you are well. You are well. You believe you are unaffected, and that this will continue to help.
Can I? So, I'm trying to explain to everyone what I see and what I believe is, and to perhaps clean themselves off or take some action to protect themselves.
Okay, as you are all notified that there is likely fungal spores of some kind that are affecting your minds at various states. Some of you lesser than others. But you all are aware of its presence and are aware of what looks to be the direction it is coming from. You can either retreat outside of the area and or press on and continue forward along the trail, or address the source of the issue. So do you retreat, press on, or address the source?
You should probably address the issue.
Let's take out whatever's causing you seeing people to have hallucinations.
I'm melting still in this hole.
You're fine, big guy. Relax.
I'm gonna go to like grab him by his ankles and pull him out of the hole.
So that doesn't help. The ability check for herbalism kit is intelligence. Things you can craft with it are antitoxins, candles, a whole ass healer's kit, and a potion of healing. Gotta find the thing for what the rules are for crafting. Sorry.
Do healer's kit for me, because I have a healer's kit.
Healer's kits lets you stabilize people. But I'll read it off really quick. A healer's kit
And
has
if you
10
have
uses.
the
As a utilize
one
action, you can expend one of its uses to stabilize an unconscious creature at 0 hit points without needing to make a wisdom/medicine check. So basically, it's a big old band-aid.
Okay. Herbalism kit. You can craft an antitoxin. It does not list crafting times, which is stupid.
Yeah, it's to determine how many days of work something takes to make an item, divide its purchase cost by 10 gold pieces, rounded to a fraction up to a day. For example, if you need 5 days to make a heavy crossbow bolt, which sells for 50 gold.
I'm
So-
going to say that during the course of a long rest, you can craft one, but in the immediate, it's not viable.
Any toxin takes 5 days to craft, apparently, because you can sell it for 50 gold pieces. That's
Wow.
ridiculous. That's dumb. Why would they do that?
Seems like a silly.
But do you all press on into the jungle to try to find the source?
Yes.
Is what it sounds like?
Yeah.
Okay. As you all move around the forest within the various states that you have, you make it to what appears to be almost like a cauldron with 3 insectile-like legs. It appears almost wooden, with a hint of leather texture, and is surrounded by its skin is an orange hueish color.
Side
with
question. Did I find anything in the thing?
How deep did you go?
As deep as you will let me.
Wait.
One moment. I'm stupid.
And that's where we found out the Underdark was connected to the hole.
Right, immediately
Roll a-
falls. I'm listening. Roll a what?
Roll a 1d8.
1d8. All right.
Who is our official
5.
treasure or note taker?
5.
I don't think we have one yet.
You find what appears to be the remnants of a dead individual. Alongside a hunk of a different Ankeg next to it that looks as if it could be fastened into a shield.
Oh.
The creature that is here was definitely a human. However, anything it was wearing has long since been dissolved, as its pieces are mauled and burnt by the acid and eatings of an Ankeg.
Is there anything salvageable off the body besides the Ankeg shield?
Its skull seems to be one of the only few things intact.
Okay, I do not need to.
Whatever objects it had was completely ravaged and dissolved.
Okay, so cool skull, not needed. We're not resurrecting this person, I assume. So
We could.
But you did find remnants of someone here.
Nor are we capable of resurrecting said person.
In the future, just with the skull.
when we get there, we'll come back.
You are able to move forward. As I described, you all ran across this large cup-like, what you assume to be fungal, charming creature. It does not seem to be moving. It is simply acting as it has, spewing what looks to be these chemicals into the air, these spores. What do you all do upon approaching?
Attack.
Knock it over.
Immediate
Okay,
violence, apparently.
You charge at the.
No. I don't think you understand. I shoot it. I don't need to get next to this.
Oh no, you can shoot, but I'm going to let the blind person push it first. Roll a strength check.
Alrighty. Athletics away. 14.
Wow.
You do still have a bardic inspiration if you wish
Oh,
to
you're
use it.
right. I'm gonna use that.
They last for an hour now.
6. And I haven't gotten to use my D4 yet.
Just fucking manhandle this thing.
Oh yeah. It goes from a 14 to a 23.
Jesus. Okay, yeah, so this thing had its insectile-like legs planted into the ground firmly. As you straight up push it, you flip it upside down, head straight into the dirt. The use of the spores are immediately not dissipated, but they're no longer coming up as it is poured onto the ground. And its legs begin flailing. But it cannot do anything yet. You shoot it. Roll a dexterity check to see at which point do you shoot it during its somersault.
16 plus 2. So 18.
Okay. As soon as you are pushing it, it begins to totter and you blast a hole. Roll damage.
Okay, don't even roll it. I'll take it. Pistol is a D10, I believe.
I absolutely love that idea. This blind lady's just like, there's something over there. We're gonna flip it.
You just hear the spray, just a
Okay, D10.
like that's where I gotta go.
9 total points of damage.
9 total points. Okay. It is definitely not dead. However, as you guys have essentially semi-incapacitated this, I will let you all hack and slash, burn it, however you seem fit. Tino, how would you like to insult and or damage this semi-defenseless fungus?
I don't think he does.
Okay.
I think he's just like just trying to take everything in that's happened in the last like 10 minutes. Just a random bug pops up out of its burrow. Its burrow gets robbed. We then see this random mushroom fungal thing. It gets pile drived into the ground while being shot. And then I think Zaryn's just like, I don't know what I signed up for. I truly don't.
Okay, Veerling, as you witness this, what would you like to do?
It's fungus, so you probably just set it on fire.
Okay, how do you set it ablaze?
Well, we're in a jungle. So take a survival check just to make a quick torch.
Okay,
Place-
absolutely.
Before he does it, I place my hand on his shoulder and say, "Let me do that." I'm going to cast Firebolt as a cantrip.
Oh, okay. I'll do it.
You gain advantage on this attack roll.
19 plus 5, 24.
24. You indeed do hit with an additional benefit. As he said he added sticks to the flame, you may add an additional D8 to that damage.
It's going to be 13 points of fiery damage.
If this thing could scream, it would. RJ, what are you doing during this campfire festivities?
Oh, and it says anything that is an object that gets hit starts to burn. So I guess the wood would start to burn.
Yep, indeed it does. It is burning.
I guess I'm going to do my breath weapon on it with lightning.
Okay, roll damage. It's not escaping. It's not escaping.
One D10.
Is it cone or line?
Cone, 30-foot cone. Or line. Or line that's 5 feet wide. Choose the shape of each side. So we'll do a line.
Okay.
So
You do a line.
yep. 9 points of damage. Of lightning
9 points of damage as you witness your electrical sparks shoot, bug zapping every insect within the cone, which is a lot of insects. Roll a D100.
Hey. Come back here. There we go. 77.
Yeah, you see tons of small pops and crackles emerge as your electric breath emanates through the forest, causing a brief eruption, spreading the fire not very deeply into the rainforest. As it is a rainforest, much things are damp. However, that simply allowed for your electricity to have further effects on these poor bugs, some of which are rather large, if you care.
Popcorn.
But you have bug zapped. Is there any characters of which I have not addressed during this, besides myself? Yeah, my character is going to stand next to Zaryn and be in equal amounts of disbelief, wipe the sweat from his brow, and take a swig of his water, and say, "Well, I guess what's done is done," and attempt to head back towards the trail. You guys have destroyed this fungus, of which my character would go on to say, "I've never seen or heard of any such creature. This must be native to this place."
So, was that alive or?
It was most certainly alive, as its legs were flailing until it eventually legs just kind of like eased down as it was burnt into a pile. And the fungus was also the fungal spores that were pushed out of it set ablaze. Rather well. However, the area that was dissipated in the air, only within the immediate vicinity, there is still, it will take several minutes before these, maybe up to an hour before the rest of the spores fall to the ground. But you do assume that it will stop within time.
Right. So, real quick, we've murdered 2 things in the short time that we've been here. Does anybody know anything about this area and what sort of ecological repercussions might be happening because of what we're doing?
3 things, actually. I killed that leech.
Amusing.
Politely, Zanre ran off with the Sungtukt. I don't give a shit about this thing. Let us continue.
I'm just simply saying that the first thing that we're doing is just murdering what comes in front of us. I understand
assume
how
you've-
certain things look. We don't know what this could possibly do to the local ecology.
You're right. Guys,
can
next
see
time a
that.
giant angry bug pops up, Zaryn, you talk to it.
Don't forget
I
the
liked you
shimmy.
better when you were in the kitchen cooking things. You were a lot less mouthy.
More
You know,
importantly, do you
I liked it a lot
actually
better
care about
punching
the
more
ecology
leeches
of
off
this
you.
place?
Well, I mean,
Next monster comes up, you have a chat first. We'll kill that for you two.
that's the thing, though, isn't it? We
No,
don't
it's
know
not-
what this is. This could have been something that has kept the forest flourishing, for all we know,
I don't
and we've just murdered
think
it.
that- I don't think that we are looking for the thing making the forest flourish. We're looking for the ruins, right?
Right. I'm just curious as to why we're stabbing and killing everything along the way.
I simply make a statement that it is the universal order, and I walk away out of.
Tarna begins to approach the gnome who had already departed. However, the gnome has short legs, and so that wasn't very hard to catch up.
Hey, hello. Man, my voice
Walking
is
at a
fine.
normal pace. My character would from a distance say, I do see where you're coming from. Perhaps we should take note of this strange creature, but I don't really think there's much of it's harvestable at this point, but we can take note. I'm sure that the kingdom, the empire will have an interest in the ecology that we do find. I just don't know if it needs to be alive and or have a specimen.
Look at it this way. If the forest starts to fail, they'll send us back to find out why it's failing. It's job security. I mean, the answer will be it's us, but that we'll deal with that when it happens.
Look,
You
I
have
understand
been addressed by a party member though that maybe in the future there is the potential for encounters that do not require murder. That has been brought up.
Well, don't let me be a part of it then, because I am basically good for punching things.
Well, that's not true. You make very nice crowns.
I was about
Thank
to
you.
say, and you make hats.
Hot.
Yeah.
And who-
I have made a straw hat before.
Isn't that some kind of pirate?
Eh?
No, that's a different. That's a different thing.
The One Piece is real.
Okay, I will need a brief moment to go to the bathroom.
Hey,
So if you all want to take a short 5-minute break, now would be the time.
this I was gonna say that's good timing. We're a little after the 2.5 hour mark. I only have one other song loaded, and it's my character's. Y'all cool with that, or do you want it to be silence for the next 5 minutes?
I'll play your music.
Do what you want to do, brother.
Ha ha! You've said the words. No going back now.
No.
It's so horrible.
And turn the volume then.
Yeah, just a little bit. Otherwise, it's gonna blow up. I'll probably have to mute a couple of you because I haven't messed with the volume with this yet.
La, la, la.
Boots in the mud, blood on my blade. Steel hums low as the cowards fade. Guts spill thick in a crimson tide. The shaman wails, but the gods won't guide. Crows dive low, pick and clean. Feast where my axe has been. Call me savage, call me cursed. I laugh as I cut them first. Swing the axe, crack the bone. They beg for mercy, I stand alone. Drink the mead, spill the wine. Raise a toast to war divine. Goblins don't love boo. Goblins in the mud. Orcs on foot. Orcs on fire. Pray to your gods, but they're all liars. Witches screech, wyverns dive. Those with fangs and claws won't leave alive. Steel and fury, dust and rust. Tout se fondre, rien n'est juste. All will crumble, nothing's just. Kings will kneel, thrones will break. Only death makes no mistake. Met a rogue on the haunted trail, slick with charm, fast as hell. Dagger flashed, but he was late. Fed the river, sealed his fate. Drank with the night, his heart was bold. Said I was a beast, but he never grew old. Fought till dawn, side by side. Now he sleeps where dragons died. Swing the axe, crack the bone. Ghost still whisper in the stone. Raise a cup, drain it dry. The dumb lose their heads and die. Goblins don't love boo. Goblins in the mud. Orcs on fuel. Orcs on fire. dragons kneel, elves take flight. Moonlight shines, but all should fear me in the night. Laugh and kill, it's all my right. Tout se passe sous l'ombre. Je suis la fin, je won't leave my Je suis la fin, je suis la loi. Je suis la fin, je suis la loi.
Tu es un monstre. You are a monster. Non, je suis pire. No, I'm worse. Tu n'as pas d'âme. Tu es innocent. Dossier couverte de sang.
Rolled the dice, the gods looked down. Smiled at first, then took my crown. Demons laughed, harpies jeered. Fate's a jester, luck is smeared. Angels whispered, turn away. But my hands were made to slay. No prayer left, no saint in sight. Only steel and endless fights. Goblins on the boo. Goblins in the mud. Orcs on few. Orcs on fine. They write of gods, but none ring true. Heroes break, kings will kneel. Their golden thrones are rusted steel. The legend leaves, the rest aren't real. La guerre m'appelle, j'y retourne. Tout brûlera, ça sous mon nom. Goblins dans la boue. Orcs en feu.
That fucked
Nice.
hard.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's not what I want. I want mod view. I want to unmute.
You should make one for wind.
I will. That's the plan as we come forward. There you go. Everyone's muted. Younger's back, and we're back on screen.
Green.
Also, psychopathic. There's definitely no mod, unfortunately. We said that. That's why there's a crying monkey face in the chat box. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll work on that.
Okay, so you all head back to the area of which you came, or do you attempt to find a different path? As you have already hacked a path through to get here, it would be much easier just to show up back where you were previously.
On Dragon
That
Ball
works
Z.
with me.
Okay, you arrived back where you were previously. The creature of which you killed is still spilled blood and acid over the open area. And it is dead. There's nothing of consequence here. You all continue on your journey. It has been through the entirety of this ordeal. It has been a little bit longer than you would have imagined, as traversing through some of the thicker jungle and the delusions that some of you have faced have made time slightly vary. But you've only spent about 3 hours in real time.
If I could
You
have
know,
took out
so
the
it's
fight,
roughly 10 o'clock at this point.
fighting everyone. I'm there. I'm with that.
Do you all continue on the path?
This is the way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You all continue for a significant distance. Can you all roll, or sorry, what is your guys' highest passive perception amongst the group?
Mine's 15.
I got a 12.
Big
This
old
many.
double ones.
Anybody above 15? Okay. Tarna, you see what seems to be some native life peering through the bushes at you all. It's not quite obvious of what they are, but they seem to be standing at least 3 foot tall. There is a total of Just one moment. Four sets of eyes looking at you.
So I point over there and go, look over there. Life forms.
You do so. We are now all aware that there are indeed life forms of some kind.
Arthur will kind of reach up and put a hand on his sword, but not do anything else.
Okay.
I really like the idea that wind, like, head snap in a random direction doesn't matter. Just, huh.
Perhaps
Zaryn reaches up his hand to Wind and who's a bit taller than him and just pushes her head back to the direction.
I say perhaps a diplomatic approach. We don't have to start with violence.
Are we missionary?
The creatures begin to seemingly chirp and gargle almost at you all. Do you persist forward or do you stand there? What do you do? Especially you in particular, Tarna.
Is this a language that we might know by chance?
What languages do you speak?
Goblinoid and Elvish?
Nope.
Draconian and Elvish?
Nope.
I can add infernal to that, but my guess is that's probably not it.
It is not it.
I can add halfling to that, but I assume it's not that.
It is not a halfling. Nor is it gnome.
So
It's not
I
Dwarvish either.
I step forward in a non-threatening way with my hands open to try and
Do you
indicate peaceful intention. I
as
even kneel.
you do so, 4 creatures emerge. They appear to be frog-like humanoids, of which, out of character, I'm sure you are all semi-familiar with.
Little grungies.
Grungy.
A grungy.
Little grungy. Yeah.
Little grungy.
It's my rapper name.
Rappa.
Little grungy.
Wow, it's not in my book. Where did it go? Okay, well, that's stupid. Well, I don't know where it went. But you are all approached by these frog-like humanoids. But they are not super colorful. But they all do appear exactly as this token.
Just a chill little frog. Just a cool guy.
So frog peoples, they do have spears, but they are not holding them in a threatening manner. They're holding them down at their side. They're wearing very little, but they do seem to have what appears to be satchels. Similar to Zaryn's, but not nearly as nice. As they are crafted out of various jungle creature skins. And the leader amongst them hands his spear over to one of his people and has his hands outstretched and begins chirping at you.
Can Zaryn try to imitate the chirp?
Yes, you
I mean,
can.
it's obviously going to be in a different pitch, but
would you like to make a? I'll let it be a performance check.
sure. And this is my first ability check of the day. Of all time, that is a natural 20 with a +5, and I rolled a 3 on my thing, so that is a total of a 28 performance check.
Okay. The creatures look as if they have the equivalency of a smile, which might be rather perturbing for most of us. But you do think that they have received your attempt at communication quite well. They are non-hostile. And they seem to. What are each of your characters wearing? I'm gonna start with Freya.
She is wearing monk's robes. They're no sleeves.
Pretty dope.
Then she's got the head wrap, to cover her eyes. And she's got like a little backpack.
Color is your clothing?
Dark blue, and her hair is also like a stormy cloud, rainy day, gray blue.
Interesting. Okay. What about our sorceress dragonborn? What is he wearing?
I believe I am wearing a blue robe.
Like a navy blue, bright blue, turquoise?
Like a royal blue.
Ooh, okay. What is it? What about your pendant? It's gemlight, right?
Yeah, my clan pendant is platinum actually, and it's got a dwarven, like it's like a red jewel surrounding the platinum in a circle on the outside that are like
Okay.
that look like blood drops.
And what about Tarna? What is she wearing?
So she's wearing chainmail or chain shirt actually, and dark brown leather pants, and the kind of a brownish dark robe. Of course, her hair is bright red, her eyes glow yellow, horns, and her skin is kind of a dark cobalt and ebony color. And her pendant is silver with like a golden jaggedy, like almost like a lightning bolt S type of thing on it.
Okay. Interesting. How about you over there, Ralire? What are you wearing?
Reliar's actually wearing pretty basic clothing, like enough to stop the weeds from whacking him in the face, but I'm not wearing any armor, at least not at this point. I have more weapons than clothing on at the, they got a halberd and the 2 guns and the great axe, a couple of throwing axes.
Is there? Ooh, okay. Interesting.
I have a lot of sharp points at random points in my body. I don't want extra clothes to get them caught on.
Makes sense. What about Arthur? What is Arthur wearing?
Arthur is, I believe, in a chain shirt as well. Chainmail. Sorry, he's in chainmail. But underneath, and he's just wearing some just like a white shirt, probably blacker pants, and then he has like a dark blue cloak over it, and then obviously the great sword strapped to his back.
Okay. I don't think I've asked Zaryn yet. Zaryn, what are you wearing?
Same thing that he was basically wearing on the ship. His like a deep teal like parachute pants. He doesn't wear boots or anything because
Scaly feet.
dragon feet. And he's got a purple sash that is like decorated with like golden embroidery on it that is wrapped twice around his waist and then falls kind of to the like back side of him on the right side, along with the very thick leather vest for his leather armor,
Thick.
and a couple gold bangles on his upper arms and some on his wrists as well.
Okay. As you all approach and are seemingly non-threatening, besides Veerling, you have your sword on your hip, right?
He has his hand on the hilt, just like he's not being in like a threatening stance. It's just like obviously if they're not threatening, he'll like let it go.
Okay. Yeah, you would notice they are approaching non-threateningly, and they will approach several characters. One will approach Zaryn. One will approach you. One will definitely approach me. The person who was in the lead was wearing animal hide. It seemed to be spotted leather, like cougar, you know,
Okay.
cloak.
Like a leopard?
Yeah, like a leopard. That's the actual animal I was looking for. Yeah.
The spotted cougar. Also known as a leopard.
But the one of them will approach. I will say Zaryn first, and point at both the bangles and your pants. And reach into one of its satchels, pulling out a gemstone. Eyeballing you.
They're trying to buy your pants from you?
or bangle.
Or
Walk like the Egyptian.
It stares at you with its beady eyes.
I take a look. Is it like a genuine like gem, or is it like? Does
A
it
rock.
look? Does it look like Does it look like someone found some glass and painted it?
This is indeed, at a minimum, a real gemstone.
Right.
I'll point to my bangle, and then point back at the gemstone that it's holding.
Okay, just one moment. Bump.
What's it-
It seems to shake its head in an approving motion. Give me a D20 roll.
Okay.
You can nod your head out.
As this is happening, I just kind of lean back and in comment, I go, I think they're just looking to trade? I don't know. I've never experienced anything like this. Okay, I don't know what this is for, but that's a 7.
It might be
without
worth
adding anything.
What do they look like?
What do the creatures look like?
It's just my character being blind.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's
They look like they're
This
just
is me.
grung, right?
They're
They're just
frogs.
grung.
They're
They're frog
frogs.
people.
They're frog people.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Have
I mean,
any of your
like,
characters actually ever encountered a frog person? Is a better
Brilliant.
question. I will say that in this world, they are seemingly rare, regardless of the species.
I attempt to quietly describe them to Wind, being as meticulous as I can so she understands.
Sounds slimy and gross.
Indeed, they are.
Oh, not yet they aren't. But soon, if they don't do the thing.
right. No,
Her
he's
legs
gonna
are
try to
pretty
eat them all. Yes, and he'll begin to pull the bangle off of his right arm, that's on his upper arm, and pull it down, and he'll bend down and hold it out in front of him.
Okay, you receive a 50 gold piece amber.
Damn.
Hunk of amber.
Nice.
Roll odd or even.
Odd or even?
Yep.
Odd or even.
On cocked. That's gonna be 8 for even.
No, I want
8.
an otter set of dice.
Okay. You have a 50 gold piece of amber, and there is a mosquito inside of it. You've discovered the Jurassic Park rock. You're welcome.
Sweet.
You know what? I'm gonna leave and start an amusement park devoted to reptiles.
The creature, the smaller creature seems quite pleased as it spins the hoop on its arm like this.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'd be. Yeah, I imagine it'd be very, very big compared to what his arm would be.
A rather emboldened one of these creatures approaches Raziel and puts the second spear in its tiny hands, gripping it with one finger each, and then it tugs on your cloak.
Who is Raziel?
Oh, sorry, Arthur. Suddenly, a Power Ranger appears.
I was gonna say that's the wrong game, man. That was Monday.
Yeah, Arthur tugs on Arthur's cloak.
Go faster, Dad. Go faster.
It's just like holding its spear and looking at
It's
me.
holding two spears in one hand, and it's tugging at your cloak with the other, looking up at you, pointing at the guy who just traded a bangle for a gem, and he shakes his equivalency of a coin purse.
Oh, well, I don't want to give up my cloak. Oh, what do I have in my pack? He'll pull out. You know, he probably has a couple cloaks like this. He'll pull out like a second cloak and.
You do have a second cloak. It might not be on you, but it is most certainly in the pack that you left behind.
How can I tell him to give me a second?
You can attempt.
I mean, you could always just trade that one, and we could retrieve your other one.
As this is happening, Div.
Yeah, but I don't need two spears.
Spell for this. It will just take a while. Keep them entertained as I begin casting comprehend languages.
Okay.
It'll take me 10 minutes because it's a ritual.
Okay.
You should put it on the blind girl anyway.
Man, Arthur doesn't.
Right, that's why they brought me. Okay. Right.
Entertain the show.
Okay.
Oh
Wonderful.
God, please no.
He'll undo his cloak and go, "That's why I'm here," and he'll begin doing an interpretive dance, telling the story of their voyage across the water.
Oh God.
Okay. I'm going to say, due to language barriers at this point, roll at disadvantage, but performance.
Okay, sure.
I offer you my guidance.
Hey, can I sleight of hand his cloak and give it to the thing?
That's rude.
Disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay, so I got a hot one on the guidance. So that's good. But we get to add my +5 to performance, so that's like 6. And I rolled a 16 and a 13 on the dice, so lowest is going to be a 19.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, so a 19, you do an incredible performance. If anything, the only thing that ruined the performance was Virlene attempting to snag your cloth, but you are able to whip around and evade it from getting grasped.
Yeah, because I had like taken it off, so like before he goes and grabs it, I just like whip it up and use it to like illustrate a wind flow or something.
Nah, hell.
While Virulene is still trying to figure out what he's going to do with his frog, the cleric one of the creatures is less observant of your belongings and more observant of you. Beady eyes looking you from head to toe, looking at your skin, attempts to graze it with its fingers.
So I reach out my hand to him.
Grabs your hand and turns it around and looks you up and down. What color are your eyes again?
Kind of a yellowish green.
You see it is very inquisitive. Is very very interested in your appearance, as if you are unusual, to say the least. It will gesture to a bag it's holding and grab a handful of insects and present it to you.
I'm going to try.
One and eats it.
I'm going to try and intuit what the heck he means. I don't know, maybe insight or something like that.
Roll insight check.
Okay.
That one's adorable, and we are now keeping it.
Right, that's what I'm worried about.
That one's trying to marry you. It's part of it.
It's part of its dowry.
Yeah.
It might be what's happening. 19.
You think that this creature is simply offering to partake in a friendly exchange of beef jerky equivalency.
Okay. So I pull out, I don't know, whatever I've got in my rations. Might be something delicious, maybe actual beef jerky.
You would most certainly have beef jerky. You could potentially even have an orange.
Okay, yeah. So I will offer it a small piece of beef jerky and I will split an orange and give him half. And
it looks. How do you open the orange?
I just split it open.
Okay, just curious.
Yep.
It looks quite interested. It graciously accepts it. Do you partake in its? It seems to be various forms of a minimal. They're dried. They're not living insects. They are somewhat prepared. And they stem from dragonflies to beetles to grubs to like neoworm-like.
I've eaten worse. Yeah, I will partake. I will, with a smile on my face, showing him that I am enjoying his offering.
The creature will be extremely happy and make some excited chirps as you take in its food, and some of the other creatures chirp in response, and then proceed to rummage through their own belongings. This one is quite happy, and it looks it goes around to each of its compatriots and hands them a section of orange. It is very pleased. The one that walks over to my character is enchanted by the bright red robe that I'm wearing. How does my character feel about this? Odd, not doing it. 12, I guess I'm doing it. I have an extra robe in my pack, and I will give him upon it presenting a gem. What kind?
I just want to point out he's in the middle of casting a spell, so he's doing something and just like eats
no!
off the code.
My spell is interfered.
I mean, you can continue doing it while you're taking off a robe. You've never talked while you undressed? Come on.
Arthur will give.
Failed, obviously. unless somebody intercedes.
Do I have an opportunity to? Like maybe I see them going toward me, knowing your spell, and I entice them back to me because I'm so beautiful blue.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a. I'm going to. This will be an easy check. But I guess persuasion. Yeah, just persuasion.
Can I guide myself?
I see no reason not to.
17 plus, which is probably okay.
Yeah,
but
you succeed. They yeah, the main guy who was looking at my cloak definitely like is beckoned back towards you. So now you have two surrounding you.
I offer him a slice of orange that I kept.
Oh, he is increasingly happy as he shows his clamping gums, revealing something quite irregular: frogs with teeth.
Mm.
I've
You
seen those movies.
bit by one- but you're able to distract it. I will say, via Zaryn's performance and the other things to be had, that you are all able to keep these creatures entertained until I am able to complete my spell. As such, we can now understand them.
For one.
They cannot necessarily understand us unless I read this right. Just one moment.
It doesn't let you speak it. It just lets you understand.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Now, if someone had
But-
tongues, you'd be able to speak it.
Well, tongues.
Because I believe comprehend languages only works on one person.
Blood is thicker than water, but cheese dip is thicker than blood. Technically, queso is more.
Yeah, so I can only
Arthur-
cast it on myself. But I can understand them. They will be saying things to the extent of like, these are interesting creatures. Have not seen most of these before, especially the one with ebony skin and antlers. You know, they go, they're talking about how they say essentially something to the effect of, like, they seem friendly enough. They're very happy with their trade agreements that they have had. And that is mostly of what they're talking about. They seem to be mostly interested in the colored cloth that you all are wearing. But in particular, the one that has a bunch of weapons looks to have extra. And they are interested not in any of the large pole arms or battle axes, but those small hand axes for throwing. A couple of them seem rather interested in potentially trading for that. And the
Do we know what the artifact we're after looks like?
it is a giant, like a humongous, gargantuan-sized obelisk.
Like, so maybe somebody can, with artistic skill, can like draw it for them to see if they're like, oh shit, yeah, we know where that.
I am not an artist, however, I am I'm not a cartographer, a calligrapher. So I have decent handwriting.
Like, you're not the one that has to draw it. We just have to show it to them, and then you can tell what they say about it. Like, do they recognize it?
Does anybody have skill?
Anybody paint?
You can paint?
Can anybody paint?
No.
I mean, I have a calligrapher set too, so I mean, I guess I could draw, but probably about as well as you can.
I paint with all the colors of other people's blood.
I mean, somebody with a high dexterity maybe might be able to do it, I guess.
Can't I just wouldn't I be able to like carve an obelisk out of like a chunk of wood?
Absolutely. There are any number of ways you could attempt to do this.
I've got a wood
just
carver.
Okay. I mean, I've got parchment and calligraphy supplies, which I think others do as well. So.
Okay, you can either both attempt or one of you attempt. Which would you like to do?
I'm definitely gonna attempt on my own.
Yeah, I'll let Win do it.
Say I got an 11, just carving an obelisk. You know.
But I offer my guidance to you.
Oh, let's roll the guidance. Maybe if Biscuit doesn't stand on my keyboard.
Biscuit, don't.
It's a 14.
That is good enough to carve a simple obelisk.
Mm-hmm.
You do so, and
Somebody
one of the
show them this.
one of the creature, the one wearing the jaguar outfit.
Spotted leopard.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, spotted leopard.
You mean leopard? Leopard is the spotted. It could be a cheetah. You want to be cheetah skin?
It's definitely not a cheetah. But it says that there is like they're asking about the Holy Land. I think looking for Holy Land, and I would tell you get that is what they're saying, is that
So-
they believe that to be a Holy Land representation.
Like-
The creature looks at your carving and presents a gem. What is your response, Freya?
I'll give him the carving if that's what he wants out of it.
Okay, yes. It does seem that is what it like. I wonder if it will trade for this, as it presents a piece of obsidian. It is sharp. Do not cut yourself.
Sure. I'll take the sharp piece of obsidian.
Ralire gonna yell over. It's a black rock.
Maybe I don't know if Zaryn can
Thank you.
like perform to like be inquisitive, like, hey, where this place is, point at it and like like direction kind of thing. See if they can understand. Like we're looking for
This dance of location.
thing.
Yeah. So yeah, as they're like sort of holding it like still in the dance, because that's what he's doing now. He will like, he's already gone through like the voyage and what the trip was like. At some point he's definitely pointed at Dev and mimicked, like in a very dancing, flourishing motion of them being seasick all the time during the voyage. And then we'll sort of like gesture with like I said, this is all interpretive dance. It's not good by most measures, but apparently the grung love it. But he does a thing of like, oh, like we're searching, and then he points to the obelisk and like motions like outward to the forest.
So as you do so, I'm not even going to make a check for this. They respond, and I can tell you that they say, "Oh, they wish to worship at the holy site." They point at the trail, and then they gesture like this, and they say, "If you walk, essentially 300 steps," and they point into the woods that is uncleared. They say 300 steps this way, and then back to trail. Like, then just travel north and you'll get back on trail. But they say, like, here, trail, down, no. Plant monster, eats people.
Oh, it's dead.
Or it's another plant.
So this would be ahead of you, not behind you.
Yeah, so this is something new.
Yeah, this is new. We haven't gone to that portion yet.
I don't know. Do we want to flip that one too?
Well, I don't know if that other was a plant monster that eats people. This might be something different.
There's a slight pause in Zaryn's dance as soon as he hears Win say, "Can we flip that one too?" Oh God.
It's like, could we flip that one too? I think it'd be fun.
I think you just like flipping things on their back.
It has proven much fun in many scenarios.
Wow.
Since
But but that is what the creatures say. They say, I forgot what I said, so I'm just gonna say 300
Like
feet
300 steps.
into the
yeah.
woods, and then go north, and you should avoid plant monster near the road.
I think this is a wise decision.
300 steps.
Yeah, Zaryn. After you translating, Zaryn just gives him a simple bow, and then gives him a thank you, and sort of like looks at the group, throwing his cloak back over him.
The creatures attempt to gesture at Ralire at your axes and shake their gem bags, seemingly saying, "Will this one trade?" And I turn to look at you and say, "They're curious if you're willing to trade for axe."
Sure.
Okay, roll a d20.
19.
Ooh, okay. Just one moment. On a 19, you see what appears to be a green-colored gem, semi-crystalline.
Okay.
They gesture for the axe.
Can I persuade the whole bag for the axe? It's a very nice axe.
You can attempt, but just one moment. Before you do so, they have about 8 rocks in it.
Okay, cool.
I will provide you with additional guidance. What are you?
Thanks. 3 on the little dice, 14 on the big dice, 17 plus a persuasion, I believe, of 1. Yeah.
So they look whole bag. They're more or less like no, but they do pull out two. They do pull out a separate gem. Roll d20.
17.
Okay.
Apparently, as long as it's not initiative, my dice are on fire.
Where did it go? Okay, so they pull out a less gemstony, more rock-like stone that they are willing to part with, in addition to the gem that they previously displayed. And they simply gesture like, "Is this good enough?"
Fine. I'll take it.
Okay, they accept it graciously. And then they will come and harass me. In which case, I will give them an extra set. And then the keen of them, or not keen, but the head guy wearing the jaguar, or whatever it was.
Leopard.
Leopard. Approaches, I guess, Daggerhouse's character if he's awake.
He's awake.
Okay. They gesture towards your fancy sorceress bit. Are you willing to depart with it?
No.
Okay. They take but they're satisfied with their trade thus far. And they more or less say, yeah, avoid the plant monster. Bye, as they head into the woods, opposite of the direction of which they directed you all to go into.
Okay.
See, the universe has provided us with peace and direction.
They have more shiny rocks, and they don't look very strong. We could take care of them quickly while their backs are turned.
It's like,
No,
do not slay them. They may be useful at some point.
Are you not a good person?
Well,
Like, I know I like flipping things, but like you just
Yeah, that
seem
would be
very
murder. These were
He gets-
intelligent creatures.
He
And
gets
they were
ready
roughly
to
my
kill
height. I would
people.
prefer for you not to kill things that are my height.
They have
he gets
confidence in
excited
everything.
easily.
oh, time out. You guys
I
think I
lean
care
it in.
about? You think I care about killing intelligent creatures?
Save,
I would
save your energy
wanna
for save your energy for those that are dangerous to us.
Ugh.
I would lean in and be like, I am with you. I can't see where they went.
I get a small chuckle and say, "Don't worry, the others would be mad."
Oh well.
Okay. What is the intelligence scores of each creature in our party?
Why would you
12.
say it? Why would you say it like that? 10.
10.
8.
Intelligence score is 12.
Okay. RJ?
10.
Okay, so my character is the most intelligent and
Well,
small. I'm
he's
going
the-
to make an
He's the
intelligence
wizard.
roll
He better be.
at advantage for situational. Good thing it's at advantage. That was a 2, and that's a 14. Okay, so 14 plus 3, 17. I will say those people have tiny legs. I have tiny legs. They told us to take 300 steps that way. I recommend that we use my legs rather than your legs because you're all a bunch of tall buffoons.
Half of us are. Time out. Half of us are 5'9".
Yeah, and I am
I say-
under 4
I say this: put the gnome in the front.
It's fine. This is a wise decision. This makes sense.
I think it'd be a good decision if you never called me a buffoon again.
My bad. You guys were just talking about committing murder.
I'm actually with her on
You don't
this
know how
one.
many of
I
them
wouldn't.
exist.
Just because we're not all intelligent doesn't mean that we all lack intelligence.
Put him in the front. He can walk point 300 steps.
I will walk point 300 steps and ask Arthur. Arthur, can you please whack some of this? I'm far too feeble.
As long as you never call me a buffoon again. Yes.
You know what? I'll take that. You are no longer in my vocabulary as such. You are a valiant, honest, hard-working man who is great at swinging a sword.
You're trying too hard.
He's
I
calling,
do.
He's
I do
calling
that.
you an orangutan. He's just changing species on you.
You're an orangutan.
If only I was so lucky.
What is your species again there, Ralire?
He is an Azamar.
How pretty of an Azamar.
I got 12 charisma.
That's a weird way to
Definitely a bugbear in disguise there.
phrase that.
Definitely a bugbear in disguise. As I proceed. We are able to walk the direction of which they specify, and then we are able to make our way after about an hour. So it's now a little bit before noon by the time we make our way back to the trail. But we have hacked the path through the forest.
A whole 300 feet.
And as I see,
from the ship.
we did not
We are a football field away, y'all.
That's what I do.
It's taking us
Hey, we're moving.
It's taking us 4 hours to move 300 feet.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
more
that
than
sounds
that.
about
We're
right
almost
for a dense jungle. That
we-
sounds about right.
we went in about 70 yards first, hit the trail, and now we've got another. So,
Yeah.
but it's dense. It's dense.
May I politely parlay with the group really quick and suggest that I go up front and whack things with Arthur? That my axe is meant for this. His sword is not.
Probably a
Okay,
good plan.
absolutely. You can assist, and that will help make it slightly faster.
The way that you worded that when you said whack the trail with Arthur made me picture you picking Arthur up and then hitting.
Much
a
more
bush
effective.
with
Beat a
an
motherfucker with another motherfucker. Cut the jungle with the paladin. He'll holy smite everything on accident.
Okay. As we make our way, we are back on the trail. My character, being weak and such, will say, mind we take a break? For Arthur's sake, of course.
Uh-huh.
Of course.
How long of a break?
You know, just, I mean, I'm no longer sweating. I'm tired. It's hot. Maybe an hour, in the shade. Maybe there's a stream nearby or something.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get eaten by a fish.
Smart words, smart words.
To be fair, we have been going for 4 hours. I wouldn't mind a little rest myself.
We haven't done anything. It's been mostly those two.
Are you kidding? I've been walking in this.
He's been
No.
dancing. He
And
was dancing real hard.
Don't
He-
forget,
And I
my.
put on a performance already.
Been
It's not even
walking and
nightfall.
performing. Oh goodness. Oh me, oh my. I can't see where the roots are.
Well, wait. How are you just walking? He's just like now turning and looking at her.
She's been following for the
Chimera.
last 30 minutes
Like,
horizontally.
like I think the biggest hint for her for Win might be the fact that Zaryn is humming while we are moving. It's not like super loud, but it is just something like some sort of song or something that's in his head.
Oh, 100%. Anytime somebody said anything, she's adjusted her course. Because otherwise, she's essentially just walking in circles.
So,
Does that mean,
generally
to be fair,
speaking, I was going to say, generally speaking, I try to keep an eye out for wind and make sure that she's not straying from the path because I actually care about other creatures.
somebody who's not a murderer.
That's
Incredible.
it. You get to wear that shirt all by yourself right now.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'll join Div in taking a rest and
Yes, a rest is probably
take off
war.
back and sit down.
Okay, you all can gain the benefits of a short rest at this time if you want. Any of the delusions that you had suffered have completely dissipated. If you were sweating profusely, needing to drink excessive water, etc., those have all been dealt with. The mold has seemed to have dissipated, etc.
I'm no longer melting. Hell yeah.
You are no longer melting.
I don't have to hug myself to do anything. It's great.
Yeah.
Did one of those
That
little
was actually the reason you weren't helping before, was because you were like, I might melt if I swing my axe.
I got one hand
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire time. Ah, great axe, one-handed, baby. I'm not even that strong.
Yeah, so you all gain the benefits of a short rest, and then it is uneventful. You're able to rest appropriately. I will attempt a survival check, not that I'm good at it.
I will provide guidance to you.
in order to find water, as I was quite thirsty.
If we're
And
in
I
the
will-
jungle, is this like proper rainforest jungle?
Yes, proper rainforest.
All right, you really only need to get semi close to like a river and then dig a hole about 2 feet down, and you'll have filtered water. Recommend.
But does my
soap.
character know that? Being a book goblin.
I
Mm,
mean,
I learned it from a
if
book.
if Freya knows it, Wind knows it. That's how D&D, you know. They let you incorporate real life stuff. If you just know that, that's something you could just know.
But I rolled decent enough. I'll be able to find my way.
As I say, you still need to boil it, but like it is a lot. It's
I
filtered
will go
water,
and approach
you
the
know.
cook and say, Sir Arthur,
Just Arthur.
I
I'm
noticed you
not.
drank a lot of water, and I also drank a lot of water. There is a small stream not far away, but there are lots and lots of angry fish. Is there anything you can do to avoid that?
Avoid what?
Avoid them eating my hand as I attempt to get water.
You could hit them.
I'm afraid I'm worried for my little pinky finger. Does anybody else
So you're
know
wor-
how to catch fish? Or
Yeah.
So you're
something?
worried?
I know how
You're
to catch
worried.
fish.
If you just need water, just get like 4 feet away from the bank and dig a hole 2 foot down. Then all we have to do is boil it, and you'll be fine.
You know,
Well-
I didn't think. That sounds like too much work, as I remember that I have a spell to create approximately a single cup full of water. As you told me to do work, and I'm like, no. But I totally, out of character, forgot that I had it, and since I've been fungied, I will say that it was a slip of my mind, as I am a forgetful wizard.
I'm not sure
And
how
I
much
fill up
rest I
mine
could do.
and Raziel's canteens.
Try again.
Arthur's.
Or, sorry,
Arthur.
Arthur's. I fixed it
Arthur!
before you started.
Arthur!
Fine. Would somebody else like to join me if we're getting water for everybody else?
Yeah, Arthur's gonna. Arthur will come and he's gonna try to get some fish.
I have a shield you can use. It's the carapace thing from that bug creature. It will probably
Would
hold
you
many
like
fish.
to do a nature check on the fish?
You could probably use it as a shovel.
What I like? What?
I
Would
would
do a nature check on the fish?
Yeah.
Roll it.
15.
They are piranhas.
Delicious.
Another change within D&D 24 edition. They are no longer known as quippers. They are known as piranhas.
Oh, I mean they're still edible.
They are
Mhm.
edible.
By that.
And there's a swarm of them. So
Real life knowledge. Piranhas aren't really that scary.
No,
real life
I
knowledge.
really
My pinky is still scared.
Are they the little piranhas or like legitimate fish piranhas?
They're like roughly yay big piranhas.
Oh, so they're
Like not
wow.
like wide, but like
long.
Long.
Okay, I mean those are still good size. You hit that with a spear, you're gonna have some nice meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're going spearfishing.
I would like to use my
Okay, you
halberd
go
to stabby.
And I'll
Okay.
dig a hole for us to get some filtered water.
Survival check to see how much fish I get.
Sure, roll it.
Can I assist to give him advantage?
Yes.
And I will provide the universe's guidance.
D4. Hey, that's an 18.
Roll a d10.
Eight.
You catch approximately 16 fish before they completely disperse.
Jesus.
Nice.
They were not happy. They were attempting to bite your spear to no avail. You caught half of them as they bit onto your spear, and you just lifted it out of the water and flung it onto land. But you've caught 16 fish.
Oh yeah.
This is fresh meat.
Well, I have dinner.
What would you like to do with your catch?
He's gonna.
Okay.
There's what, 7 of us?
Yep.
Yes.
Jasper.
He's gonna prep 7 of them, and then the rest he's gonna salt and start making into salted meat.
Okay. It will take you a little bit of time. You will extend our short rest, not by much. It will only be an hour, quote unquote, of short rest time for everything, and you will be able to have served pan cooked fish. Is there anything you would like to add to it?
We'll add the ever wonderful ancho chili flakes. A little spicy.
As this is the first time that you have done such, I will reward you an inspiration. You can use it at a later
nice.
time.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You are all rested. You are all fed, and you may proceed to go down the path. You have avoided whatever plant-based monstrosity lie on the trail. You have caught fish. You have got water. You're no longer dehydrated, etc. And we may proceed onward. The trail that you guys proceed on is unusually flat. And it is significantly more clear than previously. This area seems to be relatively maintained. You no longer there's not even like really foliage. There's about 12 yards wide of clearing in total as you proceed on the trail. Almost like a road. There are no large trees, only small shrubs and plant growth, which you can mosey on through.
We do a little investigation.
Does anyone else?
Absolutely, roll an
Perception.
investigation check.
Does anyone else find this odd in any way? That we're supposed to be going after some ancient relic thing, and the path to it is
20,
practically
20
set out
on
in front of us.
It does seem weird, and as you do so, our cleric brushes along the ground and reveals what appears to be a cobblestone road underneath a couple inches of dirt. You are indeed within the realm of potential ruins.
So it seems like this may have been a ritual road leading to the obelisk, that which the creatures referenced to pray to, which also coincidentally is our target. I'd say we follow the road.
What color is
You
the
follow
road?
the road.
You
notice.
to be Bill. Is it? Are the bricks stained yellow? Yeah, all right. I'll shut up over here.
They're stained yellow
notice,
with the blood of grung.
A number of large insects. I will preface this with they are giant dragonflies, but they are not huge giant dragonflies. They are equivalency to small creatures. So they are huge, but they are not huge.
So like chipmunk size or something like that.
More like
Small
a
dog.
regular dog. Yeah. Like not a chihuahua, but like a boxer.
Oh,
Okay.
Titus. We got Titus-sized dragonflies. Dear
Okay,
God.
so these are really big. Really big.
Give me
Yeah,
the
and
face,
they are at one of the far edges. What do you all do? They seem to be kind of in your way, but to the side of the path.
Were these the same things that the frog people were eating earlier, or were the ones that they were eating earlier much smaller?
These are significantly bigger.
Okay. We're talking rad roach.
They're the size of hams.
How many of them are there? Can we tell?
You can see about 3 of them. They are buzzing around quite fast, roughly at the 12-foot height along the trees near the path, but not on the path. Remember, it's a 12-meter wide path, and they're on the far right side.
Gotcha. So why don't we just hit them with some magic pew-pews and go from there? Magic doesn't have to be loud.
Or we just walk around.
You want those things sleeping on us later? I don't want one of those landed on my face when we set up camp. That's all I'm thinking.
They're not
Let's bring
attacking
back
us. We have plenty of space.
There's plenty of room.
There is indeed plenty of room.
Plus, aren't we going back to the camp on the beach after all this?
Potentially, yes.
So it seems a little silly to be thinking we're going to set up camp out here.
Right, silly. The boat definitely hasn't left us.
No,
The boat
left,
did leave,
but
however, there is a campsite that was supposed to be set up for you all.
We're losing our sorcerer. He's falling asleep.
He's passing out so hard.
it is pretty late. But I'm all for just letting it be. If they don't bother us, I don't see a reason to bother them.
Okay. I'm for not bothering them. What about Arthur? What is Arthur pro?
If we can get by without any issues, that's fine. We're not here to slaughter a whole forest.
What about Great Rim? What is your character's opinion?
Worm.
But yes, my original suggestion was to all of us.
Yeah.
They're not killing. They're not hurting anyone.
Okay. Wind. What is your opinion?
If they're not fighting us actively right now, I'd prefer that you guys did all your seeing people things and saw what we needed to see so we could go back. I'm getting quite tired of all these roots and other obnoxious things.
Okay. Well, I mean, we have made good progress, but I think we could edge onward a little further. I believe everybody suggests let's just do a group stealth check. Whoever rolls the highest stealth check will be the one that succeeds.
I got a 20.
I thought it was going
You
to
got
be
a
bad.
nat 20 or was it a
Yeah,
dirty
so
20?
nat 20 total of 25.
I don't think I can beat that. No.
Oh, 18.
I
a
got
13.
Yeah,
I got an 18.
Okay. Normally this would be the average check, but I already said what I said, so I'm going to stick with it. You are all able to avoid that. And nothing happens. You successfully avoid the creatures as you go on your way.
I love
Through the
the idea
dense
that Wind took lead and was just like walking through all of the right spots, being blind as a bat.
What if 15's your passive perception?
Yes.
You notice nothing besides how freaking fast these things are. You know that if they had seen you, you probably wouldn't have been able to get away even dashing, as how quick they dart.
Mm.
But you guys move forward, and you begin to notice what seems to be the some slight protrusions out of the ground made of stone. There is what seems to be the remnants of various buildings and things located throughout the jungle, but nothing protruding significantly high. But
I
you
assume
do
the
come
road
to an
can.
area which seems to be, instead of a trail, an area that is open, approximately 200 meters wide.
Does
Completely
look like
open, but very very shallow growth. No higher than a foot tall. You see various remnants, kind of like the foundations of buildings sticking up every once in a while.
so. We found some ruins.
You indeed did find some ruins and a very large open area.
So, looking around or scanning around, do we see anything standing tall? No obelisk.
You at this point see something that stands approximately no more than 5 feet tall, standing in the middle of this ordeal.
Well, let's head that way. I think,
Um,
unless anyone objects.
not in particularly. There seems to be it seems like a small uphill as you guys wander up.
I wonder if the obelisk is buried,
It could also
and
be.
this is just the top.
This could also be.
Would you like to do an
a,
investigation check when you get
Yes.
to the location? As
Yes.
you begin to dig, you come to what seems to be a force field located mere inches underneath the fallen canopies. You would know that if you had been looking from above, you would have likely not been able to see this particular structure.
Gotcha.
But it reveals an entire, as you go, you notice that there is a force field below your feet, and you can see what looks to be a labyrinth. With an
Force field is
obelisk.
basically. Gotcha. So it's below the force field. Okay.
It is indeed below the force field.
Any mystical runes or anything on the tip of the obelisk? Anything that's written, cipher?
It is.
Magic?
It is very plain. There is not a single thing that seems quote unquote out of place. You know, as you were walking, you saw glimpses of like crumbled stone walls, the trees stopping abruptly. But the spire seems to be roughly 50 foot tall, and about 20 feet wide at the bottom. It's like I said, it's roughly 200 yards of relatively cleared area. But you see that the maze, as you reveal more and more places, there is some areas that are free of debris. that you could have eventually wandered across if you had walked around. But there seems to be, these are large ruins that seem to have a force field stemming even downwards along the edges of the walls. But as I said before, you do see an entirety of a labyrinth. And you can see it in its entirety. The labyrinth itself.
Is there any kind of, since we can see it, can perhaps figure out where a possible entrance might be?
Indeed, you can. As you look from the tallest point of this force field, you are able to see 4 potential locations, each along a corner of the obelisk. Not of the obelisk itself, but at the edges of the labyrinth.
Right, kind of at the directional points of the obelisk.
And so, at any of the 4 corners, you see the potential for a entranceway. They seem to be connected to potential ruin spots that are located at each corner.
Gotcha.
I turn and say, do you think it would be important to note any of this before we go in there? I don't quite have a photographic memory. It might do well to try to map it out.
That's going to be my
Well, we
suggestion.
could certainly draw it.
Okay. If you guys take slightly over 10 minutes, I won't even make a skill check. You just need parchment and something to write with. Or a book or something.
I have a calligraphy set and parchment.
Hey! Okay. I do as well. I will give you the help action so you have advantage on this. But, as I said before, you don't need advantage. Instead, you just succeed. I need a better... This is your all's map. But you have all found various entrances at each of these corners. Labyrinth in its entirety seems to have many ways to get to this center obelisk, and several other buildings located throughout it. The floor of the maze seems to be of stone, and each of the walls protrudes in stone about 15 feet until the rest of it ends up being the same force field that covers that you all are standing on. The walls are also made of stone. They seem to be roughly half a foot thick. There are about a dozen buildings inside the maze that seem intact rather than dilapidated. 4 are octagonal, 4 are rectangular, and 4 are irregular. In the center area near the pillar, all the buildings have doors made of a reddish-looking metal. And there seems to be, as I said before, there seems to be openings at each corner of the maze.
Okay.
You also notice what seems to be I'm not going to say a person as much as a potential individual that might be sleeping down here.
Okay.
But that is all that you see. What do you guys do? Which corner do you enter?
I would
Or do
like
you
to make
enter
a
at all?
recommendation that we perhaps pause now because it's 1:30 here. RJ's passed out.
Absolutely makes sense to me. This would be a fine place to conclude for the night.
Yeah, I have an appointment to go to in the morning.
I've been up
Fair
since
enough.
5 a.m.
Yeah, it might be a good point to stop.
All right, then let's call it. Let's get our announcements and all that fun stuff out the way, and then listen to music and GTFO and do our stuff later. So, up top in the beginning, Freya, what's the Guild Nook doing this week?
Hi, we're running our D&D game. That's about it. It's Sunday at 6:30. Ideally, it's the start time. Sometimes it's 7. You know, things happen. But yes, go to youtube.com/The Gilded Nook to check it out.
Fantastic. RJ and Aaron, I assume you guys don't have anything special to share this week.
Nope.
All right, Tino.
Nope. Good on my end.
All right, I gotta send the note, take her away. And it's usually a note for Veerling, so I'm just gonna skip that. We 10% off code is still left, right, left because it's March. I'll get you 10% off the website if you're on there. If you're watching this, thank you guys so much for watching all of it. Hope you enjoyed our first of many episodes of our new age D&D 5.5 year 2024 edition. We have an event this weekend. If you're up here in Fairbanks with us, we'll be causing havoc at the Spring into Spring. Spring into Spring? So it's called Sprint in the Spring. Sorry, Sprint in the Spring event up here at the Carlson Center.
Sprint in the Spring.
All right. That's all I got. Oh, hey, sorry. I got to do my 10-second commercial that you can't really see because it'll block it out. But we got the Lego towers in. I was playing with it all session. There's some stuff I got to figure out for it, but like it looks pretty. It kind of works pretty well. If I had done it right, it'd probably be great. But neither here nor there. Thank you guys so much for watching. And with adventure in mind, you want to say the last line there, Younger? You definitely are muted.
For adventure in mind, have a wonderful night.
You were so close. You were so. It's. You know what? Whatever. It's fine. We'll go with that this week. Bye.
All right.
I go to bed now.
Through jungle deep and temple high, the bold have walked, the lost have died. Where steel has sung and thunder roamed, the echoes of their names unfold. Footsteps fade where heroes stand, dust and time reclaim the land. The golden halls, the broken stone, whisper secrets long unknown. Yet in the dark their deeds remain, carved in fire, forged in pain. No chains of fate, no God's decree can hold the soul that dares run free. Blades and thunder, lost in time, faded footprints, silver line. Through the mountains high and the seas untamed, their echoes call still unchained. A shattered crown, a fallen throne, a legacy in dust and bone. Yet every sword that met the fight still glimmers sharp in moonlit night. The wild still waits, the hunt's not done for those who rise with setting sun. The road goes on, those shadows grow, and fortune favors those who know. Blades and thunder, lost in time, faded footprints, silver line. Through the mountains high and the seas untamed, their echoes call still unchained. Some sought gold and some sought war. Some chased dreams now told no more. Yet every voice still lingers here in winds that howl in rivers clear. The jungle sways, the temple sleeps, yet whispers call from caverns deep. Not all who quest will find the way, but those who do will never fade. Blades and thunder, lost in time. legends never truly die. Some seek gold, but legends seek the unknown.